Good evening, everyone. Sorry about the delay. Welcome to another 2-5 no limit hold'em stream here at Texas Card House Houston. I can't talk. DT here in the booth, joined by A Town. How you doing, A Town?
Doing very well. Good to be here, brother.
Glad to have you back. And we got a juicy one to start the stream off. This is a hand one. MF with suited Broadway. Austin ace queen off, and Tom immediately aces first hand of the stream. HV's in there in the mix with 5-3 suited. No 3-bets from Austin. Great flop for aces when no one 3-bets you.
Absolutely. MF could get into a little trouble here, but he's got his pipe with him tonight. He means business.
I didn't know he smoked until
I didn't
he
either.
brought this up when
I've
we were
known
playing
him
earlier.
for a little over a year. I've never seen him smoke, and he just showed up with the pipe one day, and I like it.
It's going to be hard for MF to lose a lot, but he's going to lose something.
Unless he improves. Austin. Okay, he folded. Okay.
Diamond, a little scare card, but Tom's got the ace of diamonds, so he's got that protection. He might go check.
3 bets, 260.
MF probably going to let this go. Our hand went from being really reasonably strong on the flop to not very strong.
Not very strong, but he may have a history with this gentleman, and he may think that his hand is still good if he can fade a diamond or another scare card. But knowing MF, I believe that you are more on track here. He may have just let this go now. Oh boy.
Is he thinking about doing something interesting?
Oh boy.
One raise is all in.
Oh, that's not
wow.
going to work. That's
All in at the
GTO MF.
Twice?
that's running
Going
into
for
it.
Yeah, everybody knows.
I don't really like the raise. You're never getting called by worse, which is one of the things.
Here's the thing. I agree with you 100%, but I just love seeing MF doing something.
Oh,
and he's rewarded.
and he's
immediately.
rewarded immediately. That's half the pot. King or jack for the other half.
Oh,
They're going to
man.
chop it up.
I got to talk to him about going once. That is, again, a lot of times he will just fold there. And look, I mean, obviously he got very lucky, but I'm happy to see him putting the money in a little more frequently than he has been in the past.
Stop the disgusting massage at a poker game. So Peter, you've never gotten a massage at the poker table? I personally have not.
Peter, it's incredible. I think that maybe on stream, I can agree with you there, but at the table, man, it is a nice luxury to have from time to time.
You must have forgotten already.
Hey, appreciate that.
The ace is my life.
Oh, why you pick me? Lucky me. Yeah.
Bailed out, man. Bailed
Yeah,
out.
I'm happy. The ace king, I lost everything.
Bailed out indeed.
He says if you had ace king, I would have lost everything, but then he still shoves. I love it.
No, it
He's
is
a
good
new
to
MF.
it is good to see his game slightly evolved.
I love it. I mean,
He gets
he used
more.
to be very predictable.
Yeah, but now he does. I feel like it's close to button clicking.
Yes.
Where he just picks kind of things at random. But it's good to see him do something different because now he's no longer as predictable.
And for a guy who claims he's as unlucky as he is, I think that, we have plenty of evidence to prove that he's not unlucky.
No, I didn't know you would have lost everything.
All right. Rich is waking up with a real one here. Ace king suited against king queen. Nobody flops anything. No,
It's hard to make a pair in this game.
Yeah, it looks like Noah has position, so he's probably going to.
Bet small, standard. Rich gonna call.
But he's got the lead here, so.
Yeah. See, that's if Rich checks, Noah has to go for this. I don't. This is a interesting lead. Now Noah can't really bluff.
I always get to roll when I got a second ball.
You would rather a check call there? Or a check raise?
Yeah, Not check raise.
Okay.
It's just check call. It's one of those things. A lot of people are like, oh, I've made my hand now. I need to go for value. Well, when a lot of the hands that know it checks back are gonna be forced to bet this river when you check. You're gonna check all your 10x's, right? If you still have a 10.
Sure.
Yeah. Why not check a hand as strong as Ace King? You should realistically never have that hand in this situation.
No, can you check raise if you check and they bet super small, or you
Yeah.
just always check calling?
It depends on sizing.
Okay.
Like if Noah Blast goes like pot and a half or something, I'm just
course
gonna
you
put
just
in the
call.
call.
Of course.
But if he bets a quarter pot on the river or something, you can start entertaining some check raises. Because once again, he has a hand that it's gonna be hard for it not to be the best hand there. I don't find Noah ever checking back that turn. I could see him checking back sometimes for
it's pretty
balance
much a
reasons,
blank
but
turn.
yeah.
So
But now
you can never think he has ace 10.
now Noah
Make it 400.
getting the goods. HV.
You think he's going to continue here?
HV can do some wild things. I think no stack size is going to dictate his hand. There's
Oh, I just
there's
noticed that,
there's
yes.
just no room to continue here.
That makes sense.
Stack size is super important. Jackie, good to see you in chat. How's California treating you? Hope you're doing okay and amidst all this chaos out there. I don't think you moved out there, did you? Near all the wildfires. Hope everything's going well.
Great to
We-
hear from Jackie.
We miss you down here.
Thank you. Aces. Only aces.
You know, in this table, you have only a friend that's motherfucker. Always wanting to win. HB won all this.
Yeah, well, I want all his, so it's mutual. You know what I mean?
Yo. So we can put the C5 in.
You've been playing a lot of poker out there,
Yeah.
Jackie?
Yeah.
I hear poker in California is real hit or miss. Like it's either really good or it's absolutely terrible.
He's up north, he says.
Oh, up north. Okay. Well, I guess he can still play poker, but
Away from the fires, though.
yeah, it's important.
Ball 10.
Got a bit of a different lineup than we're used to. I'm really excited to see how this game develops. Three of these guys I'm not familiar with at all.
Which three?
The gentleman in seat 3. I've seen the gentleman in seat 9 before, and then the gentleman in seat 8 I've never seen before.
Seat 8 is from out of town, I believe.
Okay.
Seat 9 has played on the stream before.
Yes,
Rich,
I've seen him on the
he's played on the floor a couple times. Good action. Not afraid to get in the mix. Tom is wild. He can. He's capable of anything. I've played with him several times on the floor. He's been on the stream a couple times.
Okay. And I think the same can be said for Jamie in seat 5. I'm very familiar with him, but we haven't seen him in a while. I'm very excited to see him get back into the mix.
Yeah, Jamie was for those viewers that don't know Jamie in seat 5. Stream regular when we first started up with our 5, 10, 20 game. And he's just not close to us is the best way to put it. So he spends a lot of time at our north location because it's like me coming here. It's 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
For me
We
to
were
get
just
here,
talking
was
about that on
30
the
to
floor.
45 minutes.
Oh, stones. Okay. Great to hear from you, Jackie.
Thanks for joining us. Good luck tonight if you're playing right now. Hope you're running better than you're doing down here in your dry spell. So you deserve the run good. Thanks for joining us for a little bit for the stream too.
13.
Austin picking up a sizable bet on the river. Rich, I don't know if Rich was going for value. I imagine he was, and Austin's just got a hand you can just kind of get a flick in the call after it checks on the turn. You lose to basically Queen Jack and 10-9.
Right.
10-9 and Queen Jack are the only hands I'd be thinking I'd lose to. Quite the lineup though.
Yeah, this is exciting. Jackie, another guy like Jamie, was a guy that I was not eager to play against just because he would put me in tough spots. He seemed to always know where I was at. So
You hear that, Jackie? Come back and take Alex's money.
A-Town's money.
Yeah.
20. Can you restand your cards? $5 golden. So,
I believe that it's going to be 2-5-10 most of the stream, and the 20 is going to be on quite regularly. There are several players in this that are going to be more than happy.
For sure. I would imagine seat 1 is not going to be one of those guys, but HV probably. Jamie, I would imagine.
Oh, Jamie's always.
Yeah.
Jamie, so back in our original streams, it was very easy. I'm terrible under peer pressure because the whole point of the stream for me is to have more fun than normal on than a normal floor game. So if Jamie's like, I'll put on the 80 if you put on the 160, I would always put on the 160.
Locked.
Terrible decision for me every single time. Every single time. I think once out of the times I had the 160 or a higher straddle on, did I wake up with a hand and win? And that was because it was aces, not because I outplayed anyone or anything. I just got lucky.
Sometimes you deserve. Sometimes when you put on the 160, you deserve to get lucky.
I lost thousands of dollars trying to defend my 160.
Backdoor tricks.
Giuseppe, it's great to hear from you, man. Thank you so much.
I'm glad to see you back in the chat.
It's the vote they least expect.
This is definitely going to be a great stream. Sorry we started late. We had a couple of technical difficulties here in the booth, but now we're good. Now we're good.
Let me know when I get back.
No one flops anything other than a flush draw.
Jamie would have flopped the best of this had he been at the table, but looks
two
like he's
sevens,
taking a step away.
Tish setting his microphone down. Doesn't want to do the infamous bathroom mic experience.
Same vortex for you.
Was last week the first week of that?
I love it.
No, I think we had it for the tournament.
Okay.
The bathroom mic. Have you ever done anything weird with a microphone?
No, but I know that it's easy to forget that it's there, and it's probably best that you leave it on the table.
I didn't do a bathroom mic, but the first stream I ever did with a mic on, I obviously busted. So I'm leaving. I just left, and then I realized like 15 minutes out of my drive, I'm like, I still have a mic attached on me.
Goodness.
So I didn't know how far the mic's range was. So obviously I'm in my car singing and shit, and I was like, I wonder how much of the
how much of this did they pick up? Yeah. I would imagine the range can't be that far, but if you're singing in your car in the parking lot, you might be.
It didn't start in the parking lot, but I'm still curious if they got a little bit of it and it got teased. I haven't gone back to the stream to, figure it out.
I think that's worth doing now. What stream
might
was this?
be.
I want to go to it.
It was a stream where I lost a very large amount of money.
Okay. Well, that doesn't narrow it down very much.
We got a gut shot and top pair. Backdoor flush draw. No one's not uninterested in this. MF's not going to fold top pair. Nor should he.
Not at all. And if Noah, wait, I thought that was Noah. Okay, Tom.
Oh, MF pulling a sneaky raise with top pair. I imagine this raise is just so he can check back the turn unless he improves.
Of course, and I think that's not.
Not
a terrible idea.
I don't hate it at all. Actually, I think a lot of people underutilize this move.
The 9 bringing the double gutter for the queen 10, but does not come in on the river.
Giuseppe, it's 10 degrees Fahrenheit in Delaware. Yeah, I'll take my 40 degrees here.
Of course, I think it might be somewhere. Is it 40?
Something like that.
I went to go get gas right before the stream, and I guess with the wind, it felt a lot colder than 40.
It's 40.
Interesting. Okay.
Wind chill probably drops another 5 to 10.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal, but not 10 degrees brutal. MF going to take down a small one here, but I'm sure he's...
Tilted poker, it's a little too early for that joke. A little too early.
Never too soon, Tilted. I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like the threshold is at least 2 days after the
after it's over.
Yeah, after it's over.
200 splash by y'all.
Let everyone mentally recover and then bring it.
Okay. I still appreciate it.
The ones that were really bad were the 9/11 jokes and that were.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah.
So as far as you know, that's mostly just homes. I mean, did they evacuate? I'm not very
I'm not
familiar
entirely
with what
sure too.
happened
So
there.
wildfires are a frequent thing in California.
Of course.
Happens a couple times a year. Sizes vary, but I mean, you basically just have to let them play out. You can do a lot to contain them. You can
But how
try
much
extinguishing.
advance notice do the residents have?
I'm not entirely sure. I have a relative that was at school uh, when a wildfire happened, and I mean, she got a call from her, my cousin, and like, yo, you need to
Oh, that's
leave.
scary.
Yeah,
That's scary.
we got a hand brewing though. HV and Tish, these two players have a ton of history, and they're definitely going to battle with these hands. HV is going to bump. Oh, HV mixing in just a call. This is super tricky. This is a new HV. Tight is right. No, tight's wrong. This is
Oh my
oh,
god! It's
flop
not when you
top,
flop top set.
flop
you know?
top set.
He just knew. He always knows. He knows he zigs when he's supposed. Like everything that he does is perfectly timed, and it's kind of frustrating because when I
HV's
try this,
HV's been on the longest hot streak I've seen
Yeah.
someone on. It's insane. Holy crap. Tilted poker. Tish gonna check call. HV has tons of bluffs here. That's a bad card for Tish. HV doesn't really care. Tish is gonna continue with all of his flush draws. I think he's occasionally gonna check like the nut flush draw, like ace king of clubs, because there aren't a lot of worse hands that are going to call you, and sometimes it's okay to trap. I do consider ace king of clubs a trap on this flop. You can get worse flush draws to bet into you, a bunch of air balls. See if HV can find value. Tish might be inclined to bluff at this. This run out does favor him, and with the history these players have,
looks like he's going big too. That's over pot, yeah.
Somebody told me that literally 2 days ago.
I don't mind this. Tish's hand obviously has no showdown value.
1075. I thought he said 775. Okay.
Oh no, he has to go real big. Pot's not gonna do it. Pot and a half over is where you want to be with this. The question is, with the hands, that with the hands that HV can have, does he check back any flushes? And I think the answer is going to be only the nut flush, which I don't know how often he has. I think he's going to 3-bet a lot of those nut flush hands.
But HV has underrepped his hands so much here that
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems is Tish doesn't know how strong HV's hand is. And HV doesn't really have that strong of a hand here. In fact, Tish's idea is that the strongest hand HV could have here is 2-pair. Which, based on this bet sizing, 2-pair and a set are the same thing. Because the hands Tish are repping are ace-10 and clubs. Sure. Tilted poker. Does it really say Austin in the stream title? We're going to have to get that fixed. Curious to see what... I mean, HV's in a real decision here. Our hand went from the stone cold nuts on the flop to like 5th nuts, basically. Does Tish play kings, queens?
I mean,
Oh, the Nick game started too. That's a small factor. Yeah, they do play together often, but the way this hand is played out, HV's hand is so under-repped.
Yes, sir. 1,000.
He wants to make this fold. I mean,
now with a club in your hand, are you more or less likely to?
I'm more like I'm gonna call with a jack of clubs.
Wow.
He got away with murder,
Wow.
and HV's gonna lose it. Tish got away with murder there.
I mean, what a great play. He obviously knows his man.
Well played by Tish. I don't mind the fold. Once Tilted Poker. When we check back turn and get to that river, even though we have such a strong hand, the hands that Tish is representing, we beat absolutely none of his value. Kings, queens, ace 10, and clubs.
How did it play pre-flop though? 'Cause
It was
if you had
just raise
kings or
and call.
queens-
It was
okay.
just raise call.
Did Tish open?
Tish opened.
Okay,
HV
so
called.
he can't have queens or things. Okay, sure.
He can have queens or kings.
If
but
someone
I
else
don't-
opened and he didn't,
I don't think Tish plays those hands as a check call. So I would rule out kings and queens. I think he could check call some ace 10s, because there was backdoors, so specifically whatever the backdoor was. And then he could check call some 10-9s with backdoors, just trying to get tricky. And then specifically clubs.
Okay.
Clubs are the hands that Tish could check. I think Tish could check a lot of nut clubs, because you're basically when you check nut clubs on a flop like that, you're just trying to cooler somebody, which is how you get the most money out of that hand. Obviously, when you have like let's say you had ace queen of clubs, when you make the nut flush, if someone doesn't have the king high flush, you're not getting a ton of money out of that hand. Like it's just going to be really hard for someone to have a strong hand. However, if other people start betting, you're much more likely to get more money out of the hand.
Okay. So it looks like we have an all-in and a call here. Pre-flop, we're gonna go.
Wow, I don't even know what happened in the action. They're going to go twice. Queen's way ahead, and with the club covered. HV looking for a 9 on this first board. This might have been a tilt call by HV. This is a lot of money to call with 9s. Oh, one out now for HV.
No, he doesn't have clubs. Oh, HV does.
And
Okay,
he's dead.
Got you.
I'm gonna double up. Most likely thinking he's chopping. If I had queens in this, I would think I was chopping. Ace king of clubs is accounted for on the top board.
Sure.
So Noah doing the what does it look like to look at a premium hand the full. Have you ever been so card dead that when someone's sitting next to you, tables their hand, you like put it down and pretend like, oh, this is what it looks like to have aces.
Yeah, of course. But they haven't been playing long enough for him to have been that card.
It's always funny when people do that.
2050.
That fold is wild though. It's also wild to me that HV would not bet the turn. On a queen turn, I think Tish's range is going to consist of a lot of. That hand is just really
a
weird.
lot of things in that hand were weird. The not three betting pre-flop was a little. I mean, not
with the history
line.
between these two.
Of course,
it's a slam dunk 3-bet. These two have, I think, the most history out of any two players amongst each other at the table.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. And that's always a super important factor in some of these stream hands that a lot of viewers don't understand. Is that a lot of these players play hours upon hours with each other off stream. We got a bunch of Texas premiums limping around. Tilted Poker, I tried to see if they would tell me when. They cannot give me an answer on when the Trailblazer schedule for Houston will be out. I promise you that whenever I'm commentating, once I know when that schedule is published, I will let you know.
200, right? 200.
They leave me in the dark.
No, probably not.
Not really, but
But ask again later.
I do feel like I don't think I'm the last person to know, because I feel like the dealers are the last people to know.
for sure.
Ask again in like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. We'll see how it goes.
Double straddle 2-9.
Also, for those of y'all that don't know, even though the straddle on this game is on continuously, so it kind of prevents this, Texas Card House Houston no longer allows the button straddle. We are under the gun only.
The button straddle was never a thing in the 2-5 game anyway, right?
Well, it's because everyone always agreed to the mandatory 10 under the gun.
Right.
So no one was ever allowed the luxury of button straddling. And we didn't want anyone to be allowed the luxury of that button straddling this.
Noah, after observing his opponent's hand earlier, wakes up with a premium here.
Ace King again for Noah. This is a big 3-bet. I don't mind this at all either.
Did Jimmy just fold ace jack? Okay,
Yeah,
600.
600.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just your hand shrivels up so quickly.
85 to 600. Okay.
I don't mind the sizing. Noah's got a hand that's willing to play because of his stack size, willing to play for a stack, and you want the additional fold equity. Realistically, you don't want people to defend with 7-8 suited, Queen 6 suited, which if you open to a reasonable sizing, people are going to do. So I don't mind.
400 accomplish the same thing as 600 or no?
Not really.
Well, if I knew
So,
you had Queen 6, I would have made it.
The biggest problem with 400 is that if Austin calls 400, it's just enough of a price to where Tom can call behind.
Okay.
600's a price where that's not going to happen. The odds are no longer there. 400's close, but you really just you don't want to call. You either want to get all the chips in the middle,
Sure.
or you want folds, and that's why Noah chose such an egregiously large sizer. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either. It's not a
I
thing
think-
that I typically do, but I understand with his stack depth that that's probably something you need to be doing.
Yeah. If Noah had more money, Noah doing his karaoke right now. I hope y'all are enjoying that. Jamie getting out of control. That's the Jamie we love.
What's the song name?
Flops nothing.
I don't even know.
Peter, it's not that sexual. Now, if Tom had his shirt off, which some players have been known to do,
I have seen quite a few of those.
which I think is.
I'm not a fan of those, especially when the oil is involved, because it gets all over the surface area. It's quite distressing. But
Jamie can take this if he wants it with 3 high, and I
different Jamie than I'm used to seeing.
I'm not used to this.
Yeah, he would normally go for it on the turn there.
Bet and then show the 3 high, and because everyone would have folded. Austin now going to go for it with king high. Not going to work. Coop has made top pair a reasonable kicker. We just can't fold when we take this line. I think folding here would be outrageous. Checking this through, making our hand.
Well, a lot bricked, right? Like, I think that
Austin's really representing full houses, straights, and trips. Not an ace. Yeah. Coop realizing he's just gonna have to flick in the call and close. Like sometimes in these games, you just gotta call, cover your eyes, and then hope your hand's good. Tom back in the green. After losing a little bit early on. HV throwing the party early on.
we got Rafe coming in the box now. Thank you, Andy.
Great dealing staff here. For those of y'all that don't know, we have a whole bunch of new / kind of same promotions going on here at TCH Houston. But this January, every time you register for any of our tournaments before it starts, not when it starts, before it starts or after it starts,
This is a fantastic promotion.
you get 2 free hours of time. So if there's a $25 tournament, you register for the tournament beforehand, you get 2 hours. That's basically the 2 hours.
I just had a player before the stream started who was a regular morning cash player. Hasn't been playing cash in about 2 or 3 weeks. He came and showed me his receipt. And he said, look what happens when I just stop playing for a little bit. And he showed me his receipt. He's got $268 in time. And all he's done is pre-register for tournaments.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic value. It's a great idea, whoever came up with that. And it's just more reason to play tournaments here.
If you come here to go play cash, just go register for the tournament. Go all in blind for your first hand. You double up, cool. You get to play a tournament.
It is literally a free roll in a $25 tournament.
Yeah. If you bust, all right, time to go play cash like I was
Right.
going to.
Yeah, we run a $25, I believe it's a 2K guarantee tournament. I believe it's twice a week, where if you pre-register for it, you are literally, it's $1
I think it's Wednesday. It's either Monday and Friday or Wednesday and Friday. I don't remember.
the Friday tournament is a 10K.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just saying $25 buy-in. Oh,
Correct.
so it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday are all 25.
Correct.
I need to start doing that.
It's literally $1 to play for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and you get a tournament buy-in. You know.
Yeah. That's what I said. If you don't want to play in the
Unbeatable
tournament,
value.
just go all in blind for the first time. Tilted. Which stream are you talking about? Are you talking about there? Because there were several streams.
Oh
in between.
no, he's talking about the 1-2 stream probably.
Yeah, we don't do commentators for the 1-2 stream. If y'all want commentators, let us know, and we can get that arranged. But typically, we don't do that. We just let the players talk the talk, and
I think it would be something that would be interesting to incorporate if we could get regular lineups. Those lineups tend to be a lot different. But look, I mean, if it's something that you guys want, definitely let us know.
and we can try and get that accommodated for you. Jamie running into here, Rich. Check raising the queen 7. Kind of a I hope you don't have a better queen than me spot. We try and have commentators for 136 or larger, and then any tournament final table.
Now, when you do that, do you come in the evening of the final table, or do you do that post?
It depends on what they want.
Okay.
A lot of times it's the evening of the final table, but if the final table doesn't start till 2 a.m., DT is
Right,
not coming in at 2
course.
a.m. to. I love y'all chat, but I'm not going to commentate on a final table from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. for y'all.
I'll do it.
A-Town will. All right.
I'll do it.
That. The last tournaments haven't been bad. The final tables have started. The one I did live last.
Like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are reasonable.
That one's reasonable.
But those, do they normally end around 2 a.m.?
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Give everybody that card.
Poker massager should be shoulders and neck only. Lower back for sure tucked in. What's weird is the massage at the table that creeps me out most is the scalp massage, where
I don't like those. Yeah, they try to. I tell them to just stay away from my head. Now, why does it creep you out though?
Huh?
It doesn't creep me out. It just, I don't like.
because it
people
looks
touching my
weird.
head.
Because it looks weird.
Okay.
You got a dude playing poker. He's like, I'm all in, and there's this
Yeah,
massage person rubbing all over their head. It's just
That makes sense. We got 2 mystery cards here, so presumably someone could have a queen. Tom could have queen jack. I don't know that Austin could have queen 5 of clubs, but certainly possible.
Tilted Poker, to answer that question, it's about 6 hours.
In a tournament or commentating a tournament?
Yeah, well, 6 hours in a tournament.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. 6 hours in one day. Because I've done multi-day tournaments. I did 6 hours on a day 1, made day 2, then about the same day 2 before I busted.
Do you plan to play any of the Trailblazer events?
I want to, but if what I expect to happen is I'm going to be commentating the final tables.
Well, if you make the final table, I will agree to come in.
All right.
And do the commentary for you so that you can add to the bankroll and take it down for the team.
I'll try. I've also always wanted to commentate on myself, so I can be like, oh god, I'm such an idiot.
Well, that would be awesome, but that would obviously involve you coming in the next
post.
day.
Yeah,
correct.
Try and catch those guys over.
We'll see. I do want to play in some of the Trailblazer stuff when it hits here.
Well, a lot of times some coaches do is
Tom with the mystery hand, HV with just ace high, looking to make a hero call.
for the first quarter. And then
HV does love to take his time. For those of y'all that are stream regulars, you know that
Queen jack suited is definitely a possibility.
Jack
here.
Jack or Queen Jack.
Jack Jack, he said, I think.
Oh, they missed him. Oh my god.
No?
Didn't get his head around.
HV looks like
Yeah, it should have been.
takes it down. So
So Jack High was probably announced.
okay.
Jack 10 of clubs, probably. Jack 10 off, something like that. Jack 9 of clubs. Makes the most sense. HP with a good lookup. Small bluff catch. I always find it weird bluff catching with the suited wheel aces because it's weird when someone's bluffing with like a better ace high. Like when they show
Correct.
you ace 9 off, it's
Right.
like, God.
It's such a bad feeling. I've heroed a few people off like that, and yeah, you just lose some of their bluffs sometimes. But
He really did fold size.
that is the risk you
We
take.
saw that.
12 hours in a tournament is a long time to play. That's one of the reasons I don't like playing tournaments is because I do not want to sit here for 12 hours.
No glitching. He folded.
It's not that bad though. You used to play 12-hour sessions when you
Yeah.
was grinding, right?
Yeah, Not try and stick to 4 to 8 hours.
Yeah, you can't stop the hand.
Noah folding my favorite hand.
I think that's where most of the advantage comes in though, because a lot of people are like that. And
Yeah.
if you can
You can outlast them.
correct, if you can come in mentally prepared for a long day, probably a boring day, you put yourself
Just let you know.
at a
just
better
more
advantage
friendly
of making it deep, assuming you run good.
Jamie getting a little out of line here. Getting just called by 2 suited kings. Gonna take a flop. King in the window. That's not good for Jamie. But ace high does cover his range the best.
I wonder why he would
See if
think
Jamie
that.
wants to continue. He's got a knit button.
Why he would think that.
Covers his range the best, but I don't know that he's ever played with Austin. And I just don't see Austin folding his king. I'm not sure about Rich.
Rich is gonna. I mean, this is a big bet. This is full pot.
Oh wow.
Just gets it through, and oh, that's the Jamie we love.
Yeah, of course.
Gets away with murder, really. There.
That's a very Jamie play.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting it to work.
Well, I think Rich and Austin not having played with Jamie also factors in. It's
Sure.
the whole. I haven't played with you yet. I really don't know if you're getting out of line. Oh, you're getting way out of line. That's actually one of the beautiful things about the Nick game is getting to see people's hands. And when people are truly getting out of line, you kind of have to guess whether or not they're doing it for the Nick game or if that's just actually how they play. Because sometimes that's just how people play.
3-bet, 4-bet all in by Dylan. He just says top pair and I top and bottom.
Dylan Guppy.
Yeah, Guppy.
Okay.
Board is monotone too. I end up folding ace 5. Because I'm like, how is this ever a bluff? And like, best case scenario, he has ace king.
We got tons of action early on too. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me in A-Town tonight. Glad to have y'all here. Wonderful, cold Texas Thursday night.
It was multiplayer or just
God, I hate the cold. That's why I'm never moving north. Unless you pay me some obscenely large amount of money. And we have a problem now. Austin's 3-bet the queen 7 of diamonds. Tom is cold called it the 3-bet, knowing Austin's super wide, and HV has the goods.
Noah has to release the suited wheel ace. Coop would have had 8s here.
Yeah.
So it's 1,000. It's going to be in the hand.
I know a lot of y'all in chat are like, Ace King's such a terrible hand, but not when people are playing like this.
Right.
I'm wrong, I'm drawing like stone dead.
Tom knows that Austin is super wide.
And he just gets to pick up
Yeah.
550
Yeah.
dead, you know, or 560 dead, yeah.
I mean, these games, these players are hyper aggressive. So, Ace King, Ace Queen, way up in the rungs of premiums. Jacks, Queens, way up in the rung of premiums.
Oh, he's going to call.
Oh, we're gonna get some post flop poker. I did not expect that. King 4 HV.
I mean, come on, man.
Just
Can you remove that bottom?
I imagine it's just gonna be a small bet. There should I don't think HV is gonna have any large bets here.
What is small here? 400?
Oh, 4 or 500. Yeah, 4 or 500. Yeah. You don't need to bet incredibly large here. Tom should release this. This is terrible. You could just be drawing stone dead.
I mean, when you crush it like this, though, is there any merit to betting like egregiously small, like 240?
So the current school of thought is you bet really small with everything.
Yeah.
So if HV has like Queen Jack, you just bet 500. You don't want to bet so small. Like I guess it's kind of since it's a 4-bet pot, it kind of doesn't matter. But you still want to get value when you have big hands, and you still want a little bit of equity now.
Okay.
You're just betting so frequently. I mean, you also want a little bit larger, so you can't just start getting check raised off your hand. I mean, obviously a quarter, what is that, 20% pot?
Yeah.
You can still get check raised, but the SPR is so low that a check raise is basically an all in.
And that's ambitious that you do. That's ambitious that you.
And you still want to build the pot. That's the other argument. I mean, 20% pot is very low. I think the only argument to betting, like,
Does it ever induce
a
though?
10th pot, I think with the stack sizes, when you want to induce, you want more money behind.
Okay.
Not one bet. I think.
Well, he's 7K deep. What was?
Well, Tom only has 3K.
Tom, okay,
yeah,
okay.
so he's got a pot size bet behind. That's not.
3-bet 205.
I think
So I'm gonna 3-bet Suited King. Jamie with 2 10s gonna just cold call it out of the straddle. HV gonna fold. Coop gonna fold. Austin might want to get in the mix here. Big lick offsuit.
2 folds. I have 2 players.
Was that the side?
We got a race. We saw a 10 and a jack folded. Jamie way out in front right now. Tom out flopping Jamie. Neither of these players love this flop. Tom likes this flop a little bit more than Jamie. Gonna see bet. See how Jamie wants to proceed.
That'd be too good. That'd be too OP.
Tilted poker.
I would be tilted after something like that, you know.
Yeah. You can't make a hand that someone
And then someone just,
smashes it.
yeah.
Story of your life. Not making a hand that someone else makes a hand with it. Neither player in love with their hand, but neither player hitting their hand. Tom gonna probably go for one more street of value. If he gets called here, he's gonna shut it down.
Yeah.
I don't think Jamie has enough hand to call. Tom's perfectly capable of getting out of line, but you lose to all of his overpairs. Now you lose to a jack too, so you lose to kings, queens, a jack, and any ace.
Is that combos don't
You beat basically only king, queen, and king 10 suited. There's not a lot of hands. You're blocking king 10 suited, 2 combos of it. I guess you're blocking 2 combos of queen 10 suited.
In my opinion, walkers don't matter.
Jamie, a non-believer though,
Mostly.
making this call. If check 2 on the river, we kind of have to turn our hand into a bluff.
Which Jamie is capable of doing.
Yeah.
The rough spot.
Oh, Jamie just checks back. And Mux, I don't really like calling with the intention of trying to get to showdown. If he doesn't have an ace, we rip river, we can get better to fold. And if he has a hand we already beat, they're going to fold anyways. I would have liked to see Jamie bluff that river.
I think
It's hard. It's really hard in real time to do something like that.
It is hard to do that, but I've seen him do it a lot of times. But after you turned over the queen 8 off, I think maybe the perception.
Yeah, how much credibility do you have? It's hard. It's hard to tell a story when you show a when you show a hand as strong as the queen 8 high.
It is. Isn't it?
Storytelling is an art. HV slowly digging himself out of the hole, has chosen to absolutely cover these people tenfold, rebuying for a gazillion dollars.
Rare we see someone 10K deep and stuck. You know?
Our strategy.
Oh, I thought he was folding.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Spoiler
Oh
alert.
my goodness.
This is the only problem with the streams aren't set up for the restraddles. They're set up for the straddle, but not the restraddle, the re-restraddle, you know, anything
Austin's
on.
gonna run
Oh,
into
this
it here.
is...
Did he just flat?
He just limps. I mean, he's limping with the intention of shoving. I don't mind this limp.
I don't either, but it's just not going to work
It's-
out great.
Yeah. And then Austin's going to be all in. He's just run into it. This is this is just a cooler. There's only one thing that you can do here.
Shit.
4, 5 folds, and 6 folds.
You did the mat call.
C10
Small pot, I just go on.
Small pot, yeah.
6 fold.
Relative to the game, it is a small pot, though.
Sure.
I honestly, I used to do the same thing where it was a small pot regardless of stakes. I would just run it once, but I've just stopped caring.
Uh-oh.
Sweat. Kings takes it.
But because the jack came on the turn, it wasn't.
Always coming ace.
It wasn't gonna cut.
Are you asking tournament cash or like cash game win? Because I don't have a lot of tournament,
Okay.
just tournament play. I have cash tournaments. I think I just don't play enough tournaments to consider
I'm definitely
my history that good of an indication. Like my largest tournament cash was a $300 buy-in where I cashed for like 1,800.
It's not bad in relation to what you're buying.
Yeah,
I only have like a 9 buy-ins, dude. I'm sorry.
I just don't play a lot of tournaments. Cash is my bread and butter. It's what I grew up on. It's what I like the most. I'm trying to wean myself into tournaments. I think my largest cash game win, my largest stream cash game win actually came on the early stages of the TCH 51020 stream.
There's an ATM over there.
I cashed for, I was in for 4 and I left with like 17.
That's pretty good. Pretty good night.
Yeah, I'm trying to play more tournaments. I'd like to obviously change my biggest cash. It's just something I don't like devoting the huge multi-day tournaments. I don't like devoting that much time.
Here's the thing, though, man. Like, I get where you're coming from there, but the one-day amount of money that you can win in relation to the amount of money that you had to risk is so high that it makes it worth the time invested.
Yeah, and I think it's just something I'm gonna have to get used to. Obviously, running deep in a tournament, there's probably nothing quite like it.
There's nothing like it, and I think the skill edge that you have over the field is probably a little bit larger than the skill edge you have over the average. I could be wrong about that, but especially in these games because there's a lot of reg players.
One of the things I know that I would be good at is if I make a final table. I've put a lot of time into studying short-handed poker for short-handed cash. So I think I'd be fantastic at the final table for poker once you get down to the nitty-gritty.
Right.
No with the goods. Tom defending the 9-7 off. Not going to throw a rock and run. Pretty good flop for ace queen as the 3-better. Even king high, you still feel pretty good about that. That's a good cash tilted.
Not
12
bad.
hours, $240 buy-in.
So this hand, this weird.
Xavier Gomez, I worked out with Noah the other day, and we had this exact same joke. For those of y'all that have seen the arrow on CW, have you seen the arrow?
I've not. I'm about to Google.
All right, Google Oliver Queen the arrow, because that's exactly what Noah looks like when he shaved his head. And Noah has not seen the arrow, which ruins it. Absolutely ruins the joke.
Oh my goodness.
It absolutely.
That is uncanny.
Yeah,
that is unbelievable.
It absolutely ruins the joke because Noah has no clue who Oliver Queen is. Because it's perfect. It's perfect.
I've never seen a more
But
spot on.
so the character's like all brooding and everything in the show because it's supposed to be like a real nitty gritty. I have nothing to live for other than this superhero thing.
Okay.
And Noah, that's how Noah was acting at the gym, looking like this.
That's so funny. Yeah, this guy with hair, they look nothing alike, but when they both have the
No hair,
heads,
yeah.
it's very, very similar.
I believe this is the splash pot. Suited king, king 10 off, and deuces are probably going to go to war here. Rich getting in the mix with queen 6 off in the splash pot. Probably a little too loose.
Probably.
I don't know.
I would say definitely.
It's definitely a little too loose. I don't know. Sometimes you're just in the mood to gamble. Today I was in the mood to gamble. I gave Alex $150.
It was great. It was a little more than that. It was like 174, maybe 162. Something. It was more than 150.
Jamie flopping way the best of it.
Jamie Ho.
You didn't gift me anything, by the way. You jammed with a real hand. I had aces.
Well, your stack size made me gift it to you.
That's why I did that. Not so that you would do it specifically, but because I didn't want to get. I knew that I was not going to have long to play. I didn't want to get put in
Super stuck like me.
Not even the stuckness. I just didn't want to get put in tough spots, and it's really easy to.
With short stacks, yeah.
Yeah, to navigate.
King Queen versus Pocket Queens, all in pre-flop. That's, I mean, getting lucky is one of the important things about tournaments. Doesn't matter how good you are, how much better you are than the rest of the field. You still need to get lucky.
This is true.
The skill edge really comes into play when you make the final table. That's really when maybe not just the final table, probably, you know, final 30, 40 players.
Of course, yeah. Really, like when you start to get 5 and 4 3-handed,
it really matters. It really matters. And it shows too in tournament final table streams.
Lost the mid game, but he didn't have the 200 to pay, so he owes Jamie 200. I don't know if he's gonna.
We have a little disparity. For those of y'all that don't know the mid game, each player is given a little plaque. Whenever you win a hand, you relinquish your plaque. The last person remaining holding a plaque pays the nit tax. The nit tax is $200, and that goes in the middle for the next hand as a splash pot. Now, it's kind of on a good faith thing. We've had it in the past where players have left, and it looks like Austin has left without paying the nit tax. I understand it's frustrating. It'll get settled.
As a collective, needs to be super clear.
But
if you not have $200 in your pocket,
I don't like it when people agree to the terms of the game and then do this, even though they will eventually make it right.
yes, I would much rather do that instead of just like.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes more sense. That way everybody should
If you're gonna play the nit game, just pay up. I don't care if you have to Zell somebody, owe someone $200. Just pay up. Like, Ace-3 flopping the best hand. Rich with my favorite hand. Come on, Rich. Bluff at it somehow. I want to see you win. Tom's gonna bet. Lots of good turns for him. Deuce, 5, spade, ace. Even the bigger Broadway cards. The only problem with the bigger Broadway cards is King Jack connects.
I just don't lend money when I play poker. You know what I mean? It's not the 200. I learned how to bet.
I think skill matters a lot in tournaments, tilted poker. But I think that the point in which skill starts to matter the most is when you start really getting down to the end. You know, the final 20 players, because when you can push your edge there, it matters so much more than earlier on in the tournament. It just does. I think card distribution plus skill plays a very important part, especially in multi-day tournaments. But when you make a final table, the skill matters a ton. You can tell when the really seasoned players understand the spots just so much better. Value betting super thin when they're supposed to, bluffing when they're supposed to. The bet sizing is just super important when you're trying to manipulate someone into a call, manipulate someone into a fold. I think that's the cool part about tournaments, because you don't get a lot of that in cash. Obviously, there is still skill to cash, but because of the increasing blind structure, you get to do a lot of things you don't get away with in cash. There are so many scenarios that just don't show up in cash that show up in tournaments just by the nature of the structure. Tish with the best hand the whole way. Rivers the best hand. No one's gonna do anything.
4 out of 6.
Gonna just take it a showdown. That's a big pot for a 2-3 game, tilted poker in Cali. 2,400.
He was the one the last
I know Texas 1-3. That's nothing because people buying for $1,000 regularly here, and 1-3. I do. $2,400 is nice.
He's talking to somebody who's talking about him.
I always feel like the biggest pots I win are with the most marginal hands. Obviously, there are exceptions to that rule where you just make the stone cold nuts and someone has the second nuts and you just cooler them. But like, I mean, it's why you 3-bet, you know, 4-bet with the really strong hands because you're trying to put a bunch of money in when you make a strong hand and you're trying to make that inflection point where where the strength of the relative strength of a hand changes.
my loss is
In a single race pot, one pair is very medium. In a 3 and 4-bet pot, one pair becomes so much stronger. One pair becomes much closer to 2-pair. All right, that's super impressive. Tilted if the max buy is 300. A $2,400 pot in a $300 cap game
Oh wow.
is insane.
That'd be hilarious.
Jamie with kings.
I'm not paying that motherfucker.
Maybe the queen eight's gonna pay off for him now.
I'm not paying that.
Rich giving action out of the small blind with the 10-9.
Like, they're all the fucking same.
No one has anything else.
Not yet. Rich, maybe
Not looking good.
can flop something.
2
here.
unders. This
He
is about
flopped
as
something.
close as you can get. Top set for Jamie, which he's never going to fold here, nor should he. Rich with a bottom pair and a gutter. Gonna continue for a little bit. Jamie just big old banana for Jamie. See what he wants to do. There's a ton of hands you can get value from. But if Rich has 10-9 offsuit, he has Jack-10 offsuit. I don't know if Jamie knows that. But that's not good in the card distribution world. Because that means he has 16 combos of the straight.
No, he's just gonna take down a small one here.
4 deuce and river quads. That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it to win a hand of poker. River and quads. That's yes, that's how you win a $2,400 pot. You get it in from behind and you just suck out.
You're what?
Makes for a great story too.
You're playing.
I'm assuming you had trips and 2 players had full houses. You just river quads. I don't know. I feel like all my really big pots lately though have been coolers, or double board bomb pots.
Yeah,
Dude, theirs was one day that
those will do it.
DT flopped like 5 cents in like 30 minutes. Like 30 minutes.
Is he talking about you?
Yeah,
And like one of the guys in the game was like, "Is this guy fucking cheating?" Like, how is it? Like,
they're talking about a time I was playing. We were playing 2-5-10 in the back room, and in a 30-minute span, I flopped a set 5 times, and they all held up. I stacked. I went from being down 2K to up 6K. Hater, one of the stream regulars, was on the receiving end of the last set, where it was him and I remember this hand specifically. Man, kings are just flying around.
yeah, no explanation. Yet.
No action here, but I remember this hand specifically, where
If it's at
Hater and Tish were heads up for the mid game. Hater was on the button, Tish was in the straddle. I was in the small blind with kings. Hater raises. I just call in the small blind thinking Tish is gonna squeeze.
I remember the story.
Yeah, and he just calls, and the flop is king high. It's like king 4 deuce rainbow. So I flop the stone cold nuts. I check. Hater bets. I call. The turn
3 comes, right?
the turn's a 10.
Okay.
Hater turns top 2 but checks it back, and the river's an ace. I check. He bets. I make it egregiously big. And he's and haws.
And then he'll like,
And,
then we'll start dealing. You know, like we always count the cards.
And he ends up asking me, "What do you have here? What are you representing?" I looked at him and I said, "I have a set of kings." And he goes, "No, you don't. You would have 3-bet me pre-flop." And I said, "No, I really do have a set of kings." And he goes, "No, you don't." I call. And I went, "I have a set of kings."
Interesting.
Like 3 people are colluding against you. What's like the best?
Gotta
What's
feel
the
good.
GTO
But it was
strategy?
absolutely disgusting. It's one of the it's probably the hottest I've ever ran in a 1-hour time span. Like,
in your life.
Yeah, in my life. Like I've run hotter over the course of a day, like a whole session. But I mean, in a 1-hour window, I mean that's insane. To flop 5 sets and have them all hold up.
Now, was one of those sets against another set, or is that something?
No,
I might be.
I had set versus top pair in a flush draw. We got all the money in, and I held. Top set versus top pair in a flush draw. We ran it twice. I held. I had top set versus bottom set. Held. But I didn't get stacked because it ran out 4 flush. But I still held. I had top set versus top pair, and the river came such that he couldn't call a bet. Then I obviously had top set versus the 2 pair, and it's hard alone to flop 5 sets in that time span. It's hard. It's really hard to flop 5 sets and have someone have something.
Right. We've already established it's hard to make a pair. Oh, I don't know what's up, man.
Dude, this is, I mean, the guy's open.
Sorry about that.
The guy's open. He earmarked the ball.
I was honest with you though. You asked me what I had, and I said 2 kings, and you just didn't believe me. I was really hoping Tish was gonna squeeze in that mid game, because it was hit. Those were the last 2 nit players. You think someone's gonna squeeze? This is a perfect spot for me to lay a trap. It was disgusting. I mean, it was that was run bad. You played it well to not lose your stack, because if you had bet the turn, I think it'd be hard for you to fold when you turn top 2. I don't know what I'm bluffing with, if I ever had any bluffs there. I don't think I have any bluffs there.
Looks like we got a new player in C2. Are you familiar with this fella?
I'm not.
Got a lot of new faces tonight. I like it.
We have Chavo in C2. Apparently someone in chat was rooting for Chavo.
Okay.
You must have thought you had the king of spades, though, for
But
sure.
I don't fault someone for thinking that there was collusion or cheating going on, because watching someone go through a run of hands like that is absurd.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens if you play long enough.
Oh yeah, if you play long enough, you see everything. I've seen some absurd stuff at the poker table. I've seen what's the most absurd thing that's happened to you?
Happens.
Did someone, you would probably, if you were talking to a casual poker player, they would, no, that's not real.
No, it was a hand I played with Jamie actually in C5. We were playing at the other TCH location here locally, and I flopped top 2 with Ace Jack. He called a giant bet on the flop. Long story short, he had deuce 3 offsuit. It was Ace Jack 5 on the flop. No. Ace Jack 9 on the flop, and he had a runner straight. And just the fact that he had called me on the flop with no backdoors at all, he just floated and then hit perfect, and the pot ended up being enormous. And that hand really affected me for a long time. And I didn't think anything was up, but I was just like, how does that happen? How is that even possible? If he had taken the betting lead on the flop and I had called, that would be one thing, but he called me on the flop. It was just the way the hand played was just so
Felt like an internet hand.
Yeah.
I think the thing I've been was at another card house when it first opened up. I had aces 3 hands in a row, and I stacked 3 different people. Yeah, and the third hand, when I raised, some dude went all in, and when he folded to me, he goes, "You don't have aces." And I went, "I call, I have aces," and he goes, "What the fuck?"
Unbelievable.
But I'm not like a giant fan or anything. My friends are fans, so I'm rooting for them. I just like watching football. I watch football.
Because I've had multiple pairs where I've had like aces, kings, followed by queens, but I've never followed that run. I don't think I've had aces back to back since then.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Some of them are bad.
We got a little single raise pot here going on. One reasonable hand.
Ooh.
Actually, 2 reasonable hands. You know what? We'll call HV's hand reasonable. All right, 3 reasonable Texas poker hands. King high. Everyone flops. No, not everyone. HV doesn't flop anything.
HB flops a backdoor straight draw.
The hopes and dreams. They crush 8 now. They're perfect.
He had sixes right in hand.
It's a tough game, Jamie.
Rich betting right into it.
No, he had.
Bravo flopping top and bottom.
He precedes you.
It was a card reader. He had kings.
That's what it was.
It was a good
And he
bet.
had sixes.
I don't know what board texture you were floating with 7-4 tilted poker, but that's a very bold float. The
Oh, yeah,
7-4.
fucking nines.
Chavo just putting in just the call. HV getting out of the way, doesn't want to get too out of line.
We gotta keep him tilted. Gotta keep him tilted.
Gonna slow things down.
There comes the backdoor flush.
Every time on the start, they keep him.
Oh
Hits
yeah,
a
the
pair.
5-3, yeah.
He hits a
HV
pair.
pairs is 5.
If it makes you feel better, I'm not trying to come for you.
Chavo gonna bet this
Play the best
when
poker
check
I
2.
can against you.
Kind of a mandatory.
And if
Just
that
hope you don't
means
get raised.
getting a full set,
You need to build the pot versus king queen, ace king, ace jack, queen jack. This is very large. I don't think we need to bet this large on the turn. We're just gonna fold out all the hands we're beating. I mean, you want to get called by the hands you're beating. Nonetheless, wins the hand.
You're dominating the edge. You're like,
That's why, bro. That boy's spicy.
We don't get to see if HB would have gotten there.
They're not running down. They're not.
I'm just going to assume
running
that
on
he
the-
would
they're
have,
running on the edges, and they're pushing the
based on what I've seen in the past.
5 yards on the edge here.
HB's on the longest sun run I've seen out of anyone in some
And
time.
not to insinuate that he doesn't play
Oh,
well.
he plays
He
fantastic.
does play well.
He
but
plays
He
fantastic.
also runs very pure.
I mean, I bluffed like $2,000 into him when he had aces. I mean,
That's its own version of run good.
in a spot where he just shouldn't have aces that often. It's one thing to make the hand. It's the other thing. It's a whole different thing to make the hand and then have someone not have a hand, but be in a spot where you shouldn't realistically have the hand that
Right.
you have. So someone like me blasts off. Goodbye, money. MF with another pair.
Looks like he's got the rack out, so this may be one of his last hands.
MF, like clockwork, leaves between 8 and 8:30.
It's a little early for him.
It is a little early to see the wreck, actually. Maybe he's just getting prepared.
I saw him whenever I took a step out. He had already left the table, so
Maybe he has a prior engagement. Who knows?
busy man.
HV, one of the more interesting players. If he's up $10,000 or down $10,000, his demeanor is the same. He
Agreed.
says, "I'm up $10,000." With that inflection, and then you talk to him, he's like, "I'm down $10,000."
Very monotone.
Yeah, the same inflection. And I mean, that's what you want to be like when you're playing poker. It just doesn't matter. Jamie with an open ender with a 5-3. Let's see if he can make it work for him. HV couldn't.
This is a very Jamie spot.
Yeah, no one has anything,
Backdoor
so
flush draw also.
5 high gets it done. The Juggernaut.
Ah, yes.
Seems like
It attacked and it won.
Can Lyman go in motion?
Yeah, but yeah. They can
I
go
guess
in-
one player can go in motion, right?
Lyman can't go in motion from the line itself, but they lined him up.
And as an ineligible.
Yep, there MF goes.
He's
What's the latest you've seen him stay here?
So
I've seen him stay here as late as like 11:20, but that was a very rare occurrence.
No, you can't go in point. You have to like walk up to the ref and say,
Yeah, very few and far between.
I've seen him stay past him
not,
once,
which I imagine means that he's
and that's because he was stuck to keep.
Of course, I think that was the case
But
the
he
night
should
I
do
saw
it
him here
every
late.
time. Like when he goes out there, he really needs to tell them.
I've also seen him leave on the normal time stuck keeps, so, which is why it confused me.
Of course.
I don't think.
They're gonna show that look, and he's gonna be an eligible receiver
Oh yeah.
at some point.
Oh, you're saying like to
That's something I'm trying to
At
work
some
on
point
is
during the
leaving,
game, he's gonna do that, and he's gonna
even
be
if I'm
an
stuck
eligible
keeps,
receiver.
just
But if he
to
doesn't
save my
tell the ref
mental.
that he's an eligible
Right.
receiver,
Poker,
he knows
poker's
he's
a
not.
long-term
So
game,
every time he does it,
guys and gals. It's about one lifelong session, not
we could add that.
the short sessions.
They should do that next pack.
No opening ace 10 off.
And
Even if it's a special game that doesn't get together very often, you take the same approach.
Two players.
The game has to be really good, and even so, lately it's been about keeping my sanity.
8 checks.
30.
9 bets. I'm sorry. 4 bets. 30.
Ace high, still way the best hand. Gut shot for Coop. He's gonna continue. Kind of an unclean gut shot. Not sure if I like this continue. We're setting ourselves to get up to get coolered by 8-9. Noah's gonna check it back.
4 checks.
Coop now has a chance to take this pot away from Noah. Not on the King River though. I think this is just gonna get the showdown.
18.
Noah, the aggressor, gonna have all the big cards. Let's see if he wants to bluff at this. He does. Bluffing with the best hand. And that's another sign that you have a good game going on when players are bluffing with the best hand. In low stakes, you get a lot of showdown with the best hand.
Yeah.
But once players are bluffing with it, that's when you got yourself a poker game.
Okay.
Noah's really targeting
Everybody's gonna get a button.
7x, 5x, trying to get
When you
fold
win a
those
hand,
out.
you show your
He's gonna obviously fold out all the air.
the person who's with a button at the end, the only person.
So
pays
it's
$200 to a splash pot.
it's a good bet.
Next hand, that 200 starts in the middle. That makes sense.
Got a dealer
And then-
change
yeah,
going
if you
on.
don't
Goodbye,
show your
Raph.
hand, when you win a hand, you don't get to get rid of
Did
the
a great
button.
job.
And then if you get stacked, you still owe the $200.
For those of y'all that don't know, another fun promotion we have
This is just
is on Wednesday, and Friday in the tournaments, there's a progressive bonus. If you flop your royal flush in the tournament, you get the jackpot.
Yes, make sure you at
Messed
least
up the logo. It's not shown here. I believe it's around $5,000.
As of 5 days ago, it was 4,400. I believe it goes up $1 per entry. Yeah,
Yeah, $1 per entry.
So it should be somewhere in the 48 to 5,000.
Yeah, I believe it's around $5,000. Just flop a royal flush. You don't have to do anything else. You know,
You do have to win the hand.
I mean,
That was obviously sarcasm. No, I heard someone ask the dealer if you had to win the hand, and they were being completely serious. And the dealer goes, "No, you don't have to win the hand. You just have to flop a royal flush." This was before the tournament
if
started.
you flop a royal flush and lose the hand, I hope you do not get the jackpot.
Right.
I really do. Two players with middle pair. Tom's not going to fold this middle pair on this flop to HV. Checks through. Gut shot now for Jamie. This could be who wants it most, realistically. This is a very wet board now. Tom may want this. I imagine Queen 10 would bet the flop, so...
Is it juicy?
He's gonna walk this.
Oh!
Oh, it is juicy.
Oh, what are you doing, bro?
Or meow. It depends on what he feels
Not
like.
a good throw by any means, but
It feels like...
you should catch it.
What his stream name is very dependent on the day nowadays.
Oh, it was,
I mean,
it was
this
third
Very,
down, so-
very
it's
familiar face to the stream. Both players pretty happy with their 9 on this run out. Depends on what sizing Tom chooses on the river. No, HV can go for value now. I think he can go small. You don't need to go large. You want to get called by 9. You want to get called by an 8. And if you get check raised, regardless of whether you bet small or large, yeah,
Yeah,
2/3 pot.
I don't understand that one unless they
Gets looked up.
and say might set up for fake.
Good value found by HV.
Like it.
HV dug himself out of the hole. Started off stuck 2.5K. Now
Oh, wow.
he's up in the green for $108.
You guys still hear that thing up to
Oh, did she? No.
You're just fine.
What a roller coaster poker is.
Okay,
If the
sorry.
floor is there, I want to get it going again. They know what to do.
I did just Google Joe Cruz, and it is a pretty accurate. So.
Tilted, you've only had one royal flush. I mean, that's more than most people have.
Yeah, that's one more than most people ever get.
Statistically speaking, the average poker player will not make a royal flush in their lifetime. It's just the way the math works. It's not because they won't see enough hands, it's because they're going to fold a lot of hands that would have made a royal flush
Correct.
in scenarios because of the way games
poker
naturally
plays, of
naturally play. So it becomes very hard to manifest that. I am very lucky. I've made 5.
It's a lot.
I have 4 live ones and 1 online. My first royal flush, I turned a straight flush and river to royal. So I had, and the only hand that could call me was a smaller straight flush that qualified for the bad beat jackpot. So when I bet the river, I asked, "Do you have it?" And he obviously knew what I meant. And he said no and folded. The board was, yeah, queen. No, Jack 10-9. All diamonds.
So yeah, king queen.
Yeah, at king queen, or no, that was the turn. The turn was the 10 of diamonds, giving me king queen of diamonds. So 7-8 of diamonds is the only hand that could call me because the river was the ace of diamonds, and that would have been a bad beat scenario. Trip aces versus middle pair. Tom's gonna go for some value. His image might get him paid off here. He's been very wild tonight, as he often is. Oh, Rich doesn't have much left. I like this bet by Tom, especially with his image. It when you're as volatile of a player as Tom, these are the spots you hope for to get paid. Like when you make such big hands and people have marginal hands, because you're just gonna get looked up a lot.
Yeah.
Tilt to poker, flopped a straight and turned to royal. That's wild. How about the rest of chat? How many royals have y'all had?
Kevin, do you want to buy it?
Usually.
Wait, one hand?
Yeah.
You said you haven't had a royal?
I have.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Did you get paid?
I don't think so. No, it was a 4. So I've had 2 4-liners, it's very hard to get paid. One time, someone called me with the 8 of spades.
Just to
But it wasn't a lot because
Yeah.
I didn't think I could get a lot of value, right? So
I mean, it's hard
when
when
you
have.
say get paid,
I mean, get paid.
I got an extra bet in, but no.
But no, I mean, like
No.
get a stack or something.
I have
It's-
dealt a situation where someone got paid. Flop 2 pair. Board was Jack 10-4 with 2 spades. The guy had ace king of spades. The other guy had Jack 10. All the money went on the flop. Turn was king of spades. So that's the easiest way you're going to get paid. Once the flush comes in, it's hard.
by hitting it, not
Right.
not.
Not having it already.
I remember one of the first times one of my friends played poker, he flopped a royal, and I was sitting next to him when we were playing, and he raised the flop, and the guy folded, and he's like, "Man," and I was like, "Yeah, it sucks. Sometimes you get a high value." And he showed me his hand. I'm like,
What were you hoping he had?
I'm like, I don't know what you expect, man. Like, you cannot lose this hand, guys and gals.
Nick game, guys.
When you flop the stone cold nuts like that, and you cannot lose the hand, please do not put in a raise on the flop.
Yes.
Just check call.
Check call, whatever. Try and let someone else hang themselves, because especially when you flop a straight flush or a royal, it's so hard for someone else to have a hand.
Sure. And Giuseppe, just so you know, having one in your sleep does count. That is in your lifetime. So
I guess that's true.
yeah.
Did you get paid in your sleep? Was it like a Casino Royale scenario?
That's my friend. Stop making
Nick game back on.
Folding top set.
Down the flop.
Actually, you know what? It was third set on the river.
Yeah, he flopped top set, just, and found a fold by the river. That's the sign of a good poker player.
Yeah. He's good enough to make big folds like that.
All I'm saying is stop making fun of me.
Bravo, king jack off.
Is that the cold brew? Do they still have that? I thought they got rid of that.
Tilted poker, you ruined a bad beat jackpot situation. For the possibility of one. Okay. Nah, bad beat jackpots often play, like hands that bad beat jackpots would qualify just play themselves out naturally. So don't fret that.
And the worst part is he gets the same hand the next hand and doesn't die up with it.
Ironically, the only time I've ever been involved in a hand that could qualify for a bad beat jackpot happened here.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago was when Juicy and I got it all in a PLO hand, top set versus middle set, and it ran out quads.
Yeah.
Wow.
He turned middle quads and I rivered top quads.
Pretty
He
fortunate spot.
yeah, he turned one outer and I rivered one outer.
Yeah. Well, I was playing a tournament, so I was there like, oh, fuck.
Quad kings, quad queens.
Got the card, and I was like,
Oh my god.
It was a spicy hand.
There was a situation here in a PLO where the flop, let's just say it was Jack 9-7. No, let's not Jack 9-7. Jack 9-6. Everyone had flopped a set. All the money got in. The guy with the set of nines ended up winning, but he hit quads, but he had 9-9-4-4, and it came 4-4. That is one of the crazier things.
I think the wildest thing I've seen involving stupid strong hands is very early on in my poker career when I was playing 1-3. I saw flopped nut straight versus top set, bottom set, and middle set. Bottom set one. Turn one outer, everyone's dead, basically.
Giuseppe said, woke up still broke.
Giuseppe, I wake up broke every day. One day I'm gonna wake up and I'm not gonna be broke, and I'm waiting for that day.
What is the highest ranking hand you have lost with?
Have
Have you ever lost with a straight flush?
I've not lost with a straight flush. I have lost with aces full.
I've lost with quads before.
I've in Hold'em I've lost with aces full.
Wow.
I remember the session, RJ.
Like the nut aces full?
Yes, nut aces full.
Okay.
I remember the session vividly. I flopped. It was aces versus kings. A 4-bet pot. Ace king, turn king, river banana. And when I bet the river, he went all in for the river bet was like $1,200, and he went all in for like $1,200 more. I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm like, I don't think you ever have ace king here, and I think you just have kings. And I can't fold this hand for the price because you can't. I called and I had my aces ready to muck, and he said quads, and I mucked them face up. And I remember because I lost $3,000 in that hand, and I still had a winning session that day.
Pretty fortunate.
I've been meaning to get to a
Mo talking about ace of clubs, queen of clubs. Oh, we got action here. Pair open-ended for 2 players. Rich, all in. They're going to run it twice. That's 1 for Rich. He's in great shape. That's a chop. So Rich is gonna get 3/4. I'm always happy with 3/4 of the pot. Ace clubs, queen of clubs versus king of spades, king of hearts. Flop straight versus set of kings.
No. Only the top one counts.
You gave him 200.
Mo, it's hard to make a roll. It's also hard to lose with aces full.
And then they chopped the 3/4 in there.
Yeah, like, also, the golden nugget did me dirty. 2 weeks after I lost with aces full to kings, they did a mini bad beat jackpot for 20K. So, you know what I got for the...
Free night.
Yeah, nothing. Not even that. I got dealer sympathy the next day because obviously losing with aces full to quads, that big of a pot, the players are going to, recant it. So the next morning when I showed up to play at the casino, he was like, this really happened? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, so they got new mics now?
Yeah.
I have been on the other end of that though. I have actually coolered a lot of people in Hold'em with full houses. I've defeated aces full with quads on multiple times, and it's obviously feels great for me. But I understand their pain having gone through it because in Hold'em you can't fold aces full. Like if it's ace like 6-6.
I mean, you can if the board is ace, deuce, queen, king, and you have ace, deuce.
Yeah, I meant like
I understand.
yeah, contextually. We're just gonna raise the ace queen. No 3-bet. Gonna just play a flop. Tish gonna play flop too.
Oh, Mo didn't see the text.
Not to discourage Cat from playing reasonable hands or anything. Don't be afraid of quads, please. If they have quads, they have quads. That being said, we're all also talking about contextually where they have quads with 2 in their hand and two on the board, not 3 on the board, because
Right.
those situations are very different.
Are you good with fractions?
You mean fractions, like
Okay,
half,
so
third?
so this situation came up the other day. Let's make sure that nothing interesting happens here. So-
Noah's got a pair. He's gonna win. He's gonna go check.
I had I don't know, it was like a jack something suited sort of hand. The board was 8, 9, 10, queen. All the money goes on the turn. He shows that he has a straight, the jack as well. And he goes, do you want to run it 3 times? I told him what I had. I had the straight, but I also had a flush draw. He goes, do you want to run it 3 times? I said, of course I want to run it 3 times because you're just, whatever. So I hit the flush on 2 of the boards, and then we chop the middle. So is that 5-6? What is that? Like I get a full 2/3.
It's 5-6.
That's what I thought. Okay. I'm not great with bragging. So how is it 5-6?
Because it's half of a third.
Oh, okay. Math is hard, man.
If Chad could see the look I'm giving A down right now on this is like 4th grade.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. I didn't. I was sick that day.
You guys were playing
To be
late.
fair, I asked, "Is this 5-6?" I suspected that it was, but I just wanted to confirm that.
I feel bad for the dealer. I mean,
I do too. I did in
it's-
that moment. because
It's
it was-
not. It's not because it's hard to do. It's because it's
a lot
arduous.
of
It's just work.
Yeah, I felt bad for the rest of the players at the table. I had to sit there and watch that.
For those of y'all that don't know, Texas Card House does allow running of multiple times. Please do not run it more than 3 times, for the sake of the dealer.
I think 3 is the max here.
It is not. I've confirmed with the floor.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm like, oh my god, you're a beast.
They're not going to do it for.
That's great.
So I think it depends on the game, and obviously in the private room you can do whatever you want. But for a 1-3 game, they're not going to run it 6 times.
I would hope not.
I
I was told this was some time ago, though. This was before the button straddle thing changed and some other things changed. That the max was 3. Now that may have changed with some of the other stuff, but as far as I know, it's 3 now.
I also think it's up. It might also be up to dealer discretion.
Dealer discretion. Nothing's up to dealer discretion.
No, I meant like running it more than 3. If
Nothing is the dealer.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
not.
I don't work
The
here.
dealers make no decisions. You call the floor on something like that.
because I have an agreement with Noah that next time we get it all in pre-flop in 1-3, that we're gonna run it 6 times.
I like it. Like flop 6-6 or
Yeah, flop.
because you can't do 6 full board.
flop. Flop 6 times is the agreement.
Yeah,
He never had that much. He kept reading. At one point, though, I think he had like 6 or 7. He might have had 6 or 7.
Did you ever see the? There's a famous hand
He
from.
left early. He left pretty. I mean, early. I mean, the game went late.
There's a famous hand from High Stakes Poker involving Andrew Roble and PLO, where he got it all
I
in
remember
on
that.
the flop, ran it
He
4
was like
times.
a 75% favorite, and he lost all of them.
No, he's a 75% dog.
Dog, and he won
And
all.
he won
of them.
all
That's
of
right.
them.
That's right. Yeah, it was against Antonius.
Yeah,
No, that's what I was thinking the other day.
but he won all of them with one pair.
That's the most Roble thing. Yeah, that's right.
We already have one of those.
Which
Antonius had a wrap and a
Yeah.
flush draw.
And
man.
just break.
That are in there.
Or the other club, and then you don't want to.
Me betting the best hand, Tom got nothing.
Yeah, versus like if I'm here on a Sunday or a Monday, you might
Tilted poker.
maybe have a date or not have a date. And you're not sure
My
which
original
birthday
scope
it
of all this running is
I actually
just always run it
so when I
once.
did
People
that,
are entitled to their
I
opinion.
wasn't sure if I wanted to play, so
I just don't care
texted him,
anymore.
like, "Is the game good?"
I will not mention it unless it's a big pot. A big pot, I'll offer it because it's a big pot. But in like normal scenarios,
It ended up working out.
when like if we just get it all in pre-flop, if the other player doesn't offer it, I'm not gonna offer it.
Just so you know, I just opened YouTube and it does say TCH Social Austin.
Good lord.
He
Let
was
me.
We got
the
we got to
reason
play
why I
that.
came is
Forgot
because you
that.
weren't there.
I forgot that we needed to fix it. Hold on. Let's see if we can get that fixed.
Yeah, dude, Brian stacked him
Brian got
twice or three.
I want to flip against him for
Fucking Brian. He told me I had to leave at 9. He stayed until 5.
Brian.
He always done that.
He left at 3:30, man.
Brian just leaves whenever he feels like
He
it.
left at 3:30, man.
People are.
Dude, I had my
I will not run
my
it
appointment
twice.
and then
Like some people get it all in for $50, and they're like, "You want to run twice?"
so close.
And
I slept through my first alarm.
in a 1-3 game, 2-5 game, I'm not gonna.
You know what, dude? I get home and I went to work at 2 in the morning.
I probably should buckle down though and default to running it.
That was my New Year's resolution, was to go once only. But my thing is, I will never offer to go twice. But like, I play with a lot of regulars here that I like a lot, and they like to go twice. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody no, but I'm just not going to offer to go twice ever.
Uh-oh.
That opportunity, right?
We got collision. Jamie has made top and bottom. Usually has a very disguised straight, which is an underpair. Jamie's gonna be in some trouble here. Juicy's definitely gonna looking to put in a check raise here.
I ain't taking that big.
There's no way the game is that
Jamie and
long.
Juicy have plenty of history.
Dude, it was so funny. My favorite part about all that was Matt was like
Final
final
The
offer,
stack
final
sizes
offer.
being what they are. Jamie betting the flop.
Okay, 10-50.
Jamie's hand is going to be very strong here, not necessarily just a straight. I think he's going to have lots of two pairs, lots of sets, lots of hands you want to build a pot. So even though we have the booty end of the straight, I'm still looking to bump this up.
Love to see it.
Juicy feels the same way.
Love to see it.
Jamie's hand has now significantly gone down in value. The hands that Juicy is representing, you do not beat.
What size did Jamie bet? 200?
200, Juicy raised it to 600.
Yeah, this is rough.
Jamie makes the call, looking to play some rivers. Needs a lot of help. Ace or an 8.
I mean, a king or a queen would be interesting if he wants to try and rep something like that.
That's the brickest of bricks. Juicy is just gonna go for it all.
Notre Dame, Ohio State would be like the most boring game ever.
I
It'd be like LSU, Alabama.
the stack sizes is what they are.
I mean,
There's only one
that
thing you
was
can
boring.
do.
That was total domination.
Not the last one. Like,
I don't think.
like
I mean, this is a nightmare for
The one where
Jamie's hand.
the one where LSU didn't cross the 50 until the fourth quarter.
yeah,
It's the same
absolute
conundrum you have on the turn. You beat absolutely none of Juicy's value. All the hands he's representing.
So that was a huge blowout.
So before that, their previous two matchups, right?
Yeah.
If he can find the fold. Jamie's a great player. Can sniff it out.
It was like 6-3.
They
Little
played a 6-9
swing
game
leg.
during that season. Terrible. Yeah. Then they got. But the national championship.
Yeah, that was a great game.
It's a difficult decision, though. I mean,
LSU won.
in
a
real
6-9
time,
game.
it's so hard. But I don't think Juicy's doing this with Jack 10, which is basically the only hand we beat. If he's not doing it with Jack 10, then we don't beat anything. I guess Juicy would have to have like King X of clubs or Queen X of clubs for this. And that's still not very many bluffs. Jamie makes the call, gonna get shown the bad news. Nice value found by Juicy. Nice hand. Already is Chavo. I have no clue if he is. Great to have him in here. I mean, regardless of whether he is or isn't, it's great to have him in the stream. But back to the running it once or twice thing. I think I want to run it once and hold him and twice in PLO.
Yeah, PLO is
PLO is just a different beast.
yeah.
He'll be here tomorrow.
Yes, I have the queens and
The
nines.
classic,
Yeah.
classic queens and nines where the hand was played so poorly too.
Yeah, by Toby.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he raised
Yeah.
quads. But I mean, yeah. Sometimes you just find yourself in the most fortunate of situations, despite what the fact that you've done everything you can to.
To mess up the hand,
Yeah.
yeah. The cards just
Yes, he does. Yeah.
flew. were distributed in such a way that it didn't matter how you played the hand.
I forgot all about that. Glad you reminded me.
Tish with ace king and a nit button. Important. I believe the $40 straddles on. If Tish is opening to 125. Rich with 2-7s, not ripping it. Juicy's now getting a good price. This is new Juicy. New Juicy folding 8-7 suited to single raise.
How do you feel about the flat with the 7s?
I think it's terrible.
I mean,
Flatting from the small blind is just pretty
It's just
bad.
a folder
It's
shove,
just- yeah. With his stack size, it's folder shove. I like shove, to be honest with you. Tish is capable of opening plenty of hands that we're ahead of. We're going to be flipping with a lot of them, and he may not want to flip.
Yeah, because I mean, most of the time you're going to be going multi-way to a flop. You get this flop.
You have
but
the best hand, but
you have 3 other players.
Yeah.
The likelihood that the rest of the money is going to go in and you're going to feel good about it is not.
now you've let 6-4 offsuit.
Oh, yeah.
I would not start betting here either. I would be trying as hard as possible to get to showdown. Rich gonna make a bet, and he's run straight into it. Tom with turn trips. Chavo gonna release it. Tom, curious to see how he plays. I imagine just call. You want Tish to come into the pot. You don't really need to protect your hand from anything. Rich just gonna fold. Oh no, he makes the call. Going twice. No 7s left in the deck. Rich drawing dead. No 7s left in the deck. Tom picks it up. Trips. Smaller plays, just super dicey. It's honestly a pretty big leak for a lot of players, not just calling too much out of the small blind, even for just limped pots. Like in this game, it's 2-5, so it's $3 more to call the big blind. But often, since the 10's on most of the time, it's going to be $8 more to call.
Yeah.
If you limp 10 times, that's $80 that you're lighting on fire.
Yeah, you explained this to me. But you used the 1-3 example, and
Yeah.
I've been implementing it, even in 1-2, and I think it saved me probably $20 so far.
It's going to save you more over time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It feels very good. Like, in theory, it didn't make any sense to me because I'm just like, it's just another $1, and there's like 6 callers.
Yeah.
So I'm getting such good odds, but like, the more I track it, I'm more often than not saving $1 in all of those spots.
Because even if you make a hand because of your position, no one else has to have a hand, and then you have to be in a spot where you can get large amounts of money.
Right.
And then there's going to be the number of times where you're just getting a ton of trouble because you're in this awkward position.
Like UT defense looks great, it is, but their offense in the red zone is just baffled. Like no playmakers. There's a list.
Got a bunch of Texas premiums. Jamie flopping away the best of it. This is a pretty good flop for 6s. Jamie's getting tricky, checking. Only 1-6 left in the deck. HV picks up second nut flush draw. Chavo betting out with his 5. Full pot. Over pot, actually. This is not terrible if we're just trying to bluff and get away with it. Tom, speculative, makes the right call versus that player. Jamie now in love with the situation, but can't raise. Queen, no kicker. Although if a river is a 3, 8, or 5, you're in love with it.
750.
Does find a raise, though. And this raise is going to do something great. It's going to price HB out of calling with this flush draw, which I think he'd be priced into. Chavo, a little bit of Hollywood. Cannot continue with this. We got caught with our hand in the cookie jar. It happens to everybody. If it doesn't happen to you, chat, that means you're not bluffing enough. Yep, everyone else just releases. Good pickup by Jamie, though. I mean, with the queen 3 off, that's a nice pickup.
Not a bad result.
Yeah.
Very change.
Juicy now at the top of the leaderboard. Jamie at the bottom. Unfortunate 2 pair of a straight hand. HV stuck $9.
A loner sweatshirt?
They loaned to? I was happy to wear
Everyone else just kind of hovering.
club. Do you say you want a straddle for 2?
All these numbers can change very quickly too. Just takes one hand in this game, as y'all have seen multiple times.
For the stream.
I like the 3-bet. Coop realizes HV's capable of some stuff.
He's not here yet. Maybe that's him.
We're gonna
Tom,
play anyway.
suited computer. Gonna make the cold 4-bet. This is some street poker now.
Oh, okay.
Coop gonna make the call. I like it.
What is it?
Queen high would be disastrous for Tom. Ace high is disastrous too because he may be incentivized to bluff into this.
Is that a brick
And ace queen is gonna go nowhere.
trailer? A food truck?
Tom drawn real thin, needs running diamonds or straight cards. I guess running 7s too.
Yeah, there's a couple swarming shop here.
Betting small.
I heard like swarming king and some other stuff.
Coop probably gonna go just straightforward with the call. Nope. Puts in a raise. And that's gonna shut it down here. Does not show his hand, it looks like, for the Nick game.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Good catch.
Still oh no, he turned it over.
Okay.
I always feel bad for players, new players. I mean, I feel like everyone should get one when they've never played the Nick game before.
Right.
To remind them, because it's not intuitively. You're just so used to mucking face down.
I saw that.
Serious poker amount announced. Serious poker announced.
Hope everybody out there is having a fantastic evening. Thank you, everybody, for joining me in A-Town here for this fantastic 2-5-10 No Limit Hold'em stream here from Texas Card House, Houston.
Honestly, when you watch game, it's just
Been
so
fantastic stream so far.
All suddenly they open up the play, they move the ball, everyone's hands.
Tons of action. HV's favorite hand, Big Lick.
Is it?
Play with one
It's one of his favorite hands.
Okay.
No, your hand. Your
I think he just likes saying Big Lick.
Okay.
all face.
I don't fault him.
I like that.
Go to showdown, Big Lick.
Dude, they were scoring at will against.
Tom really getting in the mix of things. Yeah, HV gonna defend the Big Lick from a straddle. Every time.
Everybody with a 6 or a 9 in their hand, and there we go. There's a
Sixes connect. This is gonna be who wants it most. Tom should bet here, yeah. See if HV's gonna peel. Oh, HV's gonna turn the Big Lick into a bluff.
It's so reaffirming to know you're so bad at sports betting. Like, I tell everybody I'm the worst sports. I don't sports bet. I learned I'm horrible at it. And like all week I was
See
like,
if Tom
man,
can sniff this
Notre
out.
Dame
This
-1.
this honestly looks like Queen Jack, Jack 9, Queen 9,
It's like-
or
it's like so-
sixes
it's like, man,
or
good
8.
job,
I mean,
though.
there's so many gut shots,
Suck it.
honestly, on this board.
Yeah.
The thing is, you could sell that somehow. You could figure out a way.
7-9 gets there.
Always-
Question is, would
always-
HV
always-
check raise with all of
yeah,
these gut
the
shots?
fadeaway.
Holding a 9, he might continue this
Yeah.
bluff.
move 2 points the other way. Notre
No,
Dame's gonna win
it's
for
super
sure.
easy.
Yeah.
No, it's super easy to do.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah, super
Tom's
easy to
hand,
do.
as weak as it looks, does beat
So just do whatever that you
none of
like,
HV's value,
and
but
whatever that
all
is,
of
do
his
the
bluffs.
opposite.
Except for 8-9, actually. 8-9 is now, but
But then
now
you
bluffing with the
know
best
all
hand.
these sports better.
Yeah.
Horrible, dude. Horrible.
All of my picks were right. I was just using different
I
strategies.
was using a different algorithm. I have
See
a
how he
different
wants to
goal
proceed
in
with
mind.
this?
Algorithm
If you
says
call
Notre Dame
this
by
turn
one.
with this hand,
So we're gonna
you're going to
pile
have
it
to
on
call
Penn
some
State,
rivers. You
and we're
just
gonna
can't
win.
give it up here. Give it up on a river brick. Like if the river comes a deuce of spades, you're gonna have to call down some of the time. And that's what Tom's thinking about, is what am I gonna do? Interesting spot he's put himself in by bet calling the flop. I don't mind the bet. I don't mind the call. HV's bet is so big though, it's polar. He's really repping sixes and 7-9. I don't think he has tens. I think he 3-bets tens, and I think he 3-bets king 10 some of the time. Makes the right call. Let's see if HV can get out of there. That's a clean river for him. That's actually a great river for him. Now it makes it less likely that HV has 8-9, which is a hand HV could be bluffing with that beats you. So you're really only afraid of king 10. Oh, it's gonna go to showdown. I don't really think there's any merit to bluffing this. And what a sick call down by Tom. That was fantastically played by him. He figured out the scenario. Nice pickup.
Tilted, I just noticed your question. I think a 30K starting stack with blinds at 100, 200 is a better structure.
Oh my god. What?
I think 50K starting stack at 100, 100 is just
I would never
actually
have
just bad.
I can't answer that question. I don't know enough about tournaments.
You have too many chips when you start the tournament. Like 500 big blinds is too much.
Is it? Most deep stacks are 300-ish, right?
Yeah, this is a regular tournament you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I guess that's true.
100, 100 is too many big blinds to start with. I think. I
Oh
don't mind the 40-minute levels. I think 30K stack, 100, 200, 40-minute levels is great.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to the
Now that
oh,
when you mention it that way, yeah, there's 500 big blinds is a lot. Juicy. This is a new Juicy folding ace jack offsuit. Low jack. We can't be folding the mid game on.
Maybe this Angela guy is.
Jamie 7-5 suited in the small blind getting after it. HV folding 7 deuce. I feel like we see 7 deuce more when there's no 7 deuce game on than when it's on. Jamie flopping open ended. Great flop to continue on.
Ask me again, man. After that first series, I could have told you that was a bad bet.
Philip from Quebec.
You can always tell
Glad to have you in here.
these games how they're gonna go. Usually.
Glad I'm not in Quebec. It's cold as shit in Quebec. I think it's cold here, but it's probably super cold in Quebec.
This is a new quarterback?
Yeah.
Chavo making the call with King High. Man, we're getting some street poker here.
This guy came to play.
Street poker today.
Sometimes though, these programs have
Maybe with the King of Spades, thinking about bluffing some spade runouts. Well, not maybe. Definitely thinking about bluffing some spade runouts. Jamie stuck with just 7 high. Double flush draw board. Chavo gonna take the betting initiative. Gonna bluff at it with the best hand. See what Jamie wants to do. I think this would be a very cool spot to check raise, but our hand is not great for check raising here.
Looks like he wants to put chips in.
Does find the call.
Jamie does a lot of these. And now it's going to be interesting to see how he plays. I just noticed he had an open ender, so never mind. I thought he just completely floated. But
No read on the new quarterback yet.
So, if you think that Chavo is weighted towards flush draws, I'm in no man's land here, kind of with what Jamie should do to check fold. Because with some frequency, when you check call the turn, you can check raise the river.
problem is Chavo only had 1,400 back.
Yeah,
So
but
once he makes a $400 bet, if you make it
A bluff,
12,
You're not gonna make it 12. There's only one sizing. If
That's
you're
what I'm
bluffing,
saying.
it's all in.
Yeah, okay,
And
so
also,
You think Chavo's gonna call it down with a pair of sixes or a pair of
I do not.
fours?
it was air.
I do not think he's going to.
I think all of the marginal hands you get folds through, and he's never folding a queen on that run out. Obviously, never folding a set or two pair,
But
but
the way we've played our hand, what can we rep?
queens.
Nah.
Yeah, he could have fucked his arm up too, and then you bring it at third.
You could also realistically rep ace queen.
Like, yeah, you know, like when you try to throw it and someone hit right there, that's how you can mention your shoulder or your sword.
Still the poker. I see your conundrum. You're trying to
In that case,
play in the TCH one.
sure.
I'm obligated as a.
If that's the question, then from a player perspective, I would want to win the one where there's the most big blinds, right? Where you just have piles of chips. However, I think the better structure is the other one.
I'm still new to tournament. I haven't played enough to give you a definitive answer.
You wanna have a tournament.
I like plenty the tournaments with plenty of play, but I do really like it when the blind levels or the blind structures are such that it's longer than 30 minutes, and I like that more than playing super deep at 30-minute blinds.
Right.
No straddle, just 2-5, juicy opening to 20. See how Coop wants to play a 7-6 suited?
All in fan.
Oh no, it is a straddle. 5-10. Suited big lick for Tish. Equity favorite with 9 high. Big lick makes a flush. Gonna check. Not a great flush. Coop with a pair of 7s. Gonna see where he's at. This is a bet and hope everyone folds. Tish most certainly not folding. Playing a little passive. 5 of clubs would give him the nuts. That's a great river. I'm gonna look to check call. Might leave this river thinking a king would check back some of the time.
Is the graphic wrong?
I think the graphic's wrong.
Yeah, the board pit, right?
I think it's the 3 of clubs, not the 4 of clubs.
Okay.
Not when you get physically
Tish
dominated.
maybe looking to lead this just to make sure it doesn't kick through.
Not like this.
Bet small,
They can't
call a raise.
That's still far for a college field goal.
Does decide on that.
Time it now.
Gets snapped by the 7-6. Oh, with the smallest, have fun.
Good block right there.
No,
Good
this
value
is a
found.
suited big leg. That's different.
Yeah, as just pointed out, it's a good big lick. Powerful hand, powerful hand.
Oh, no, that's So that's fine. Yeah, it's flush.
And that's the conclusion of the Nick game. I don't know who lost.
Everywhere but there.
Oh, I think Coop lost that. That's why he called.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the mentalities I've done now is instead of trying to make a big hero call in the Nick game, at the end, just pony up the $200.
Yeah.
It is cool. I will say on stream, it is cool. It does look cool when you're right and you make the big hero call.
How often is that the case?
But yeah, not often enough. I think the last time I made some stupid call in the game, heads up, I made like a over pot and a half size call with king high, where I'm gonna look like a genius if I'm right, and I'm gonna look like a complete idiot if I'm wrong, and I was wrong.
Hey, uh-oh, real
2
one.
jacks in the splash pot. Oh, it's the triple straddle. 5, 10, 20, 4, 2, 5, 10, 20, 40 is on. Is it 50? Maybe 50. Yeah, that's 20, 50. So we have a straddle for 50 now. Coop opening up the 175 with the suited ace. Don't blame him for that one. I think the sizing is a little too small. Chavo with a real hand here. Gonna most certainly put in a 3-bet. I mean, with stacks as what they are, you just gotta bump it up. It's a very small 3-bet though. That's really small. That's a min click. I'm not a big fan of this. You get to play in position, but it's gonna give Coop the price to peel with a lot of hands that have 30% or more equity against you.
Right. And you don't narrow his range at
Yeah.
all.
You do. It's not ace. I mean, oh, we love this flop. This Coop's range is going to contain a lot of these kings and queens. Jack 10. Chavo can check back or bet small. To the poker, I've most definitely played hands blind. I do not advise it to any
I
of the
played
viewers.
almost an entire session blind the other day.
It's a fun thought exercise.
It wasn't a thought exercise.
Okay.
It was tilt.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I've done it as a thought. I've done it as a thought exercise. I tried to play 1-2 where I did, no matter what, I didn't look at my cards to try and see if I could play that way, and it's very hard.
Yeah. And not necessary, to be honest with you.
It's just a challenge.
Yeah.
I was seeing if I could do it. You are clicking buttons at random though, like, do I 3-bet here? Do I? If I was rich, guys, I would do it for y'all on stream, for an entire session. I've already told stream that if I win the lottery, I'm coming
100K,
back.
right?
Yeah, 100K.
And you played all blind?
I don't know about all blind. I'd probably play.
Come on, man. You win 100 million, you can.
Oh yeah, I'll play. If I win $100 million,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys got it. I'll play. I'll buy for 100K and play all blind the entire time.
Hold him to that, guys.
You can hold me to that.
It may be relevant soon.
Noah with Ace King, Coop with King 7 suited. Chavo really like getting in the mix. Tom getting a great price now with Queen 8 off. I've seen some pretty absurd hands played blind though. Queen high. This is a action board. Second nut flush draw, 2 top pairs, and nut straight draw. Nut shot. Chavo just gonna block. What?
I've never heard that before.
What, a nut shot?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Tom wasting no time with his gut shot and pair. Gonna raise. Coop now in a weird spot with his gut shot and a flush draw. See how he wants to play it. I don't think he's gonna fold. No. Thinking about the decisions. Does just make the call. This looks incredibly strong, too, from Tom's perspective. Chavo's hand looks like a pile of paper napkins now. Top pair, no kicker, raise and a call. Does make a disciplined, albeit not that disciplined, lay down. Coop draw in real life and just turns the stone cold nuts.
Seat open.
This is
Okay.
an interesting rip.
Not necessary, right?
I don't know how we ever get paid here unless Tom has exactly a jack high flush.
I mean, it looks like you have exactly what
You're repping, yeah. I just. That was probably, not probably, it's definitely an overplay. You just want to get paid when you make that strong of a hand. Tilted poker, the most absurd thing I've ever seen, or not the most, one of the more absurd things I've ever seen with people playing blind hands. When I first started playing poker, a dude came and started playing blind in his first, I think it was 3 or 4 hands. The first hand, He flopped top set.
Oh, he just ran pure.
He ran pure in his first two hands.
Wow.
Okay, Noah.
His second hand, he made the nut straight, river nut flush.
Who threw the buttons better?
So he quadrupled up from a starting point. That's how the hand happened. And then the third hand he played blind, he lost half of his stack.
Yeah.
No, I mean, how many votes are you going to
That's going to happen. We had a guy here the other day playing a 1-2 session who was not playing blind. He was looking at every hand, but he had 100% VPIP, and he would call on the river 100% of the time. And I know for sure he called 8 deuce, which was no pair on the river, just playing poker.
That's the kind of money I want to have.
Yeah.
Coop gonna get involved. Tom opening ace queen off. Coop in the mix. I like this. Splashing around. Heads up. 5 deuce. Top for Tom. 5 high for Coop. John, why are you tilted while you've been watching while you're playing? That doesn't make any sense to me. Unless this game's obviously better than your game, then that might tilt me. Coop gonna float with the 5 high. Be an interesting float. Not a lot of turns. Ace queen gonna get it done. Gets rid of the nib button. Just top pair, top kicker. Top pair, top kicker in these games is a monster. Juicy, quietly the big winner now from his hand with Jamie.
Yeah, he's really been really quiet.
Folded
so
some
far.
hands. Folded some hands that
Yeah.
that is very uncharacteristic
Right.
of Juicy from past streams.
Let's get rid of our buttons. Are you sure? I appreciate that.
Tilted poker. It sounds like you should. If that player's at the table, you should always be at that table. Chat, if anyone at your game in your table is shoving blind, stay for as long as you can. Kind of playing bingo, but you know,
A little bit, but
They're gone.
selective bingo.
that's right.
It's strategized bingo. John Turner, what are you playing on PokerStars right now? Maybe a little 50 or 100 no limit?
You're defending for you.
Defending my honor.
Don't want to make it too easy.
Are you playing a tournament? King High is not better than the pair of sixes from Juicy.
I lost it all.
Yeah.
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 Holy shit, you guys play fast.
John, glad to have you start to learn how to play poker.
Out of your stack.
Oh, I was just going to bring it tomorrow. Because that guy was going to owe me.
Aldez, this is TCH Houston on Westheimer. Not Spring. Spring unfortunately does not have a stream setup. They do have the space, and they had made a spot, but they never finalized an official stream setup.
Correct.
So for now, we are the only TCH in Houston that streams. Glad to do it for them though.
Valdez, we'd love to have you out here, man. I believe he has a vlog on YouTube.
I'm not hip.
I am.
Tilted gonna start playing on ACR. Texas is a weird spot for me with online poker. I will not play anything higher than 50 no limit, just because I don't trust.
That's 50 cents a dollar. Is that what that is?
Huh?
What is? 25.50.
25 cent,
50 cent. Yeah.
Just because I don't trust stuff.
Rightfully so.
You're 5 short. You're 5 short.
We got a interesting hand. HV raising 8-5 suited and getting just called by kings. Now a nightmare flop for 2 red kings. John, the smart, keep that mentality all throughout your poker career.
Trappy.
Bankroll management, very important part of poker. $1 sit and goes are a good place to start. The problem with $1 sit and goes is the strategy really doesn't apply to any other form of poker.
Exactly.
Trust me, they're not gonna blast off as much.
There's
But you gotta start somewhere.
yeah.
Except for maybe Juicy.
$1 sit and goes are just played very differently than $1 turn, like the tournaments, and then the worst. I think the worst form, although it's really fun, are the spin and goes, the ones that spin random.
Yeah, they're a little too fun.
Heck yeah.
I've had some sick spin ups on that. You know, what is it? The 7. So the $2 buy-in, I think the best was 25x, which is really good for
50
$2 buy-in.
bucks?
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah.
Chavo now with a premium. Been waiting for this all night. John,
You can put it out.
it does help with heads up in tournament, but the problem is, there's 2 different ways to play heads up in tournament. A lot of it's gonna have to do with stack depth. Actually, most of it's gonna have to do with stack depth because there's very gambly ways to play heads up, and there's very reserved ways. So a lot of people think that you just, because of sit and goes, you just have to rip 20 big blinds in. But heads up, 20 big blinds can have some play. You can limp, you can raise. When you're raising to 2 big blinds, that leaves play. So 20 to 30 big blinds, there's plenty of play. But in spin and goes, there's, because of how it's designed, you're kind of just
It's a shove fest.
yeah.
It's a shove fest.
Yeah, I was gonna try and find some delicate way to
No,
not call it a
it's a
shove
shove
fest,
fest.
but it's a shove fest. Yeah, 3-player sit and goes are pretty standard.
You can play one real poker hand at the very beginning of the first level.
Yeah, probably the first
If
level
you
is the
lose that hand, it is a shove fest from then on. If you win the hand, you can play actual poker hands against the middle stack.
but the short stack is still gonna
It's a
shove
shove
it
fest.
fest. Yeah,
All the aces, they're
But they're fun. I mean, I can't.
It is
I mean,
fun.
it's super fun. They get me every time.
In the muck.
yeah, exactly.
In the muck.
ace king suited for Juicy. Chavo with the 8-4 suited. Tom with 10-6 off.
Yeah.
Really getting in the mix. Ace high board, great for Juicy. No one has anything else. Gonna be hard for him to lose this hand. Juicy, interesting check on the flop. Gets a nightmare turn. Front door flush draw comes in. Gonna try and get some value here on the river, I imagine. Overbets pot. Gets no action. Although no one had anything that could calm him down. John, one of the things that attracts me to cash is that exact thing. Is because someone is willing to go all in 5 times in a row. Not because they're at risk of blinding out, but because they feel like it.
Right. Gotta play more 1-2 with me.
What? You want to play 1-2 with me? I can show you. I can show you my stats on one. I'm a losing 1-2 player.
Really?
Not even close.
I mean, historically, I have been. It was a goal of mine to
fix it.
fix it, and I only have a small amount of data from the beginning of the year, but it has gotten better.
My sample size is very small, but I'm a losing 1-2 player.
My sample size is very large, and I was a very bad losing player before this.
Learn how to rub it better, kid.
Yeah,
It's just a different game, and you just have to.
winning 1-3 plus 1-3 to all the way to I guess 10,
25.
25.
Okay.
All right, I'll stream.
I haven't played enough 25-50 to consider
That's
a
fair.
legitimate sample size, but very significant losing player. I am, however, a live 25-cent, 50-cent crusher. Because the only sample size I have is my home game,
Oh, that's fair.
which unfortunately is on hiatus until get a house. Top pair, top kicker for Juicy.
Houses are required for a home game.
Yes, they are.
That's a prerequisite.
I have the table, I have the chips, I have the chairs. I don't have the house. Java wins it. Juicy just folding top pair, top kicker. I want to know what happened to the old Juicy because this is an imposter. This
This is a
is
different guy.
a whole different beast. Whole different beast. I wouldn't even call him a beast right now. This is this is the meow.
Yeah, I'm tired inside.
Long day.
Juicy's saying he's tired. John, play chips versus real money is a drastically different thing. Whenever it's play money, people don't care. I mean, whenever it's real, sometimes when it's real money, people don't care too. But real money does incentivize people to try and make more appropriate plays. Because you have something that you have something to gain and to lose from it. Whereas play chips, it's whatever. I'll just wait till tomorrow until I get more chips.
Wear sunglasses at night. Two folds.
Daryl asking the important question.
Oh my goodness.
You wear sunglasses at night? do you have sunglasses to wear at the poker table?
I don't have any sunglasses, period, because I wear regular glasses. So I'd have to get a pair of prescription sunglasses, and it's just.
I guess it's much more of a nightmare than.
It's more tedious than I feel like going to the links to achieve. You know?
So when I started venturing into tournaments, I figured why not buy sunglasses, and I bought myself a nice full pair of sunglasses.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah,
I
to
like
wear.
those. Yeah.
And I've worn them all twice.
See, I have to wear them over my regular
Yeah.
glasses or get prescription sunglasses. Which not worth it.
Ace queen versus ace queen. Tish just folds immediately. Giuseppe, unfortunately, Catman is on vacation. We did not realize the Catman took vacations because I had never heard of such a thing.
Okay.
But he's on vacation.
We have a TCH regular, Blake, who just messaged me and said, "Tell DT I'll get him that house." He is, I believe, a mortgage broker.
Oh.
So
I
yeah,
have to
we'll get you linked up, buddy.
Perfect. Perfect. I will say one thing that's come out of poker that I didn't realize would be so helpful is actually networking.
Yeah, it's been huge for
It's
me.
been huge. You name it, someone that plays poker does it. That's degenerates everywhere. That's the moral of the story.
Exactly.
All right, if we see a 3-bet, we're gonna raise some eyebrows.
Noah opening
You called or you?
$25 either blind raise or straddle. Juicy.
So that's a bet? No.
That's right. That's right.
See how Juicy wants to play this? Gonna make it 100.
Nah, just building up high. Did you see that?
These two players are gonna. Noah's gonna take a flop in position. Ace high, great for Noah. Juicy with the range advantage gonna bet. Noah going nowhere, especially with backdoor diamonds. Juicy could definitely have a ton of hands that do not beat an ace right now. And as we see, he doesn't. Oh, and that's
What a
a
great
beautiful
turn
turn
card.
for Noah. Gets the check mark, doesn't realize that. Juicy gonna continue 7 high in dreams. This is the Juicy we're used to. Max pressure. Noah not going anywhere. Probably not gonna entertain a raise. Thinking about what he wants to do on later streaks, most likely. Makes the call.
Every hand blocks some hand.
Tilted poker. I don't know. Do you know the answer to that question? I don't know. Oh, and what a beautiful non-diamond river for Noah. Noah only losing to ace queen, aces and queens now, realistically, with the hands played.
Tilted, I cannot speak for this particular event, but I can say that every series that we've run, the main event has had a triple. I can't speak for future events, but in my experience, everyone has had one.
I guess Noah does also lose to Jack 10 on this board. So if Juicy bombs this, he's really ripping queens, aces, and Jack 10. Because Jack 10 turns double gutter.
What's up, right guy? Go ahead.
Right guy, glad to see you here in the chat. How you doing tonight? Been a while since I've seen you. I know you were helping us out a lot early on in the streaming stages. Big bet from Juicy. This is an uncommon, and our two pair feels great here, but versus this bet and what Juicy's repping, I certainly don't think Noah's gonna fold. But you have to put thought into this because the range of hands Juicy is betting is very strong. It's very similar to when Juicy bet versus Jamie. The hands he's repping all beat ace nine.
How did this play pre?
Juicy raised, Noah just called. And I believe Noah hit either blind raise or straddled to
Okay.
50.
Yeah, so he can't have ace queens then.
Yeah, does make the call. I think we
Yeah,
just.
you have to call
I
here.
think you just do.
Oh, he shoved.
Oh, that's.
That's interesting.
I don't mind the shove.
I mean, it's not that much more.
It's only 778 more, and if Juicy happens to have ace 8, ace deuce, or ace king,
I like it. I mean, now that I think about it, there are enough hands that he can have that you beat. And
good. Good shove by Noah. Good to find value where most people wouldn't find value.
I don't know that I would have found that raise, but after thinking about it, I actually don't mind it. I like it a lot. Something I probably wouldn't.
It helps make you. Noah's just making sure he gets the max when he has the best hand.
Sure.
And since it's only a little bit more whenever you lose, it probably evens out.
Right.
Right, guy. We are running this stream once a week. Thursday is our 2-5-10. I mean, the games are playing very big. As you can see here, the stack sizes are pretty big for a 2-5 game. Average stack 3K, 3 to 4K, and this is on the shallower side.
Yeah. Short stack here is 2.5.
Yeah. Off stream, off stream the games were 5 to 6K deep in game. We have that a couple days a week too.
I might get back to him. And then
Great game. Very healthy.
So then it's like a wash. Yeah.
No opening sevens under the gun. Hoop with eights in the button, gonna make the call. Right, guy, have you been back to Houston recently? Like, I want to say it's been more than half a year since I've seen you. I know you've been playing out on some of the other streams. I've seen you on Live at the Bike a couple times. Hoop just bets and takes on the flop. I like it. Don't let any more overs come. Very simple hand. Just like that, Noah's now up top, up 2.2K.
There's no such thing as what you said. The second thing you said, that's what it was.
yeah, that sounds familiar.
What about you do next time to just minimize your risk is you play off of this time until the 200 resolved.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, all in.
Good luck all in. Oh, I believe this is a splash spot. We had a loser of the mid game. We have a new player sitting down as well, I think. Wait, no, the table's full. New player looking to sit down at the table. Ace high versus ace high. Interesting. Rye guy, Tim, you are assistant GM would be the person to get in contact with. I don't know if you already have his contact information, but if not, I can get that to you. He helps organize all of the things, and it looks like ace high versus ace high. The 7 will play. Tish gets the check mark. Let's see if Jamie's gonna go for value. Tish is not gonna fold. Makes the call.
No.
Jamie's unfortunately on the receiving end of kicker problems here in a rare scenario where the 7 plays.
I'll fit.
Tim, right guy, Tim was the one organizing everything at the beginning when you first started down here. I do not. Let me get that sent to you.
I like how there's like a red.
I believe I can send that to you on Instagram if you want.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up here and walk.
That might be the easiest.
What? Yeah. I get a price on that. Yeah, my hands seem to generate for value though.
Maybe I go like 1,000, and I was like, wait.
If I had like ace 9 plus, I think.
That was just a neater spot than I thought it was.
Yeah. Just add 200 into the pot on that hand.
Yeah. Really kind of more like 100. Because the penalty shared between both of us.
Oh, this card's cut. You're gonna need more damage.
Oh!
swap that.
Holy cut. I don't know how that could possibly happen.
Is it a good one?
Just leave that to the side.
One thing that I got. I think that, yeah. Do me a favor, give me a new, give me a red.
Leave it to the side, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna forget about it.
I ain't gonna get right.
Okay.
This is Daryl, man. He ain't never forgetting.
What's our card? 130, right? 130, right? Cool. Yes, every time.
Ace 9, Jack 10 suited. HV just calling with Jack 10 suited, flopping top 2 pair. Jack 10 suited, or Jack 10 whenever you flop top 2 pair is always a dicey scenario because, yes, your hand is very strong, but it's very hard to have a clean run out for Jack 10, as most of the cards in the deck bring a straight. But here it doesn't matter because no one has anything, so everyone else is going to fold.
It's cut.
Yes.
Darren, why didn't you say that earlier? That the 4 diamond was cut. I wouldn't have called.
You never called.
Why didn't you say that earlier?
Right guy, imagine your Instagram is the same as the handle here, so I can message you this information.
Is that the code? Yeah.
Shoot you the person you need to contact. I guess you can contact me too, but I don't really have a social media presence because I'm a hermit.
I moved better, right?
And then he was the. I think they moved the button.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The one back at Ohio State and then defense coordinator Notre Dame, and then he got Brian Perry. Kelly left and promoted him. Where did Kelly go? LSU.
Top set for HV. Beautiful. Chavo with queen high flush draw. Gonna be a rough one. I don't think it's not gonna get too out of control. Chavo gonna run right into it. Check raising with a queen high flush draw right into the nuts.
Two basically 3, 5, 4.
HV just gonna 3-bet this to right on the flop. Gets called by Chavo. No heart for Chavo. HV still with the best of it. Not really afraid of 7-4 unless they're hearts.
Be a good one. Let's go. Let's go.
You can tilt to poker. You can sign up as far in advance for a stream as you want, as long as you know the date. We can get that arranged for you. I believe there's a link in the chat for future streams. A little questionnaire for you to fill out. If you don't know until the day before, you can tell us too, and we can get you on the stream. We'd be happy to accommodate you. Do you have to sign up to be a player? You do. All of the Texas Card House locations require membership. It is universal. However, the fee is not. Each Card House has their own little fee. Small one is $10 a day or $30 a month. There is a yearly membership too. They're kind of like clubs, or not kind of like, they are clubs. Chavo facing not a real chunky bet, 80% pot here. With a queen high flush draw, plenty to play for. Does he want to gamble? Is the question.
You know, Matt. Oh, did he get it?
Right guy, to answer your question, they did launch an online, not an online one. Texas Card House launched a mobile app
I don't know if you know Matt.
called Hijack.
But
I will give y'all more information in a second.
yeah, I know the name.
Matthew, there's no seat open currently at the moment, but our list is, I believe, only 1 or 2 players deep right now.
Sports better, truly. Really, like it's so funny watching him watch a game that he has money on, because he'll be like, they'll be up by like 3 points. He's like, I should have piled it on these guys, and they'll be down 10. He's like, I knew I
I think
should
Seat
take
9
the
looks
other
open
side."
on the stream, but in real time it
So
is.
funny watching a game.
This game will not be restricted to just the stream either. This game will,
Truly,
It'll go
no-
post.
yeah, it'll go post stream. Some players will leave, some new players will join, because there's always players that are willing to play after the stream but don't want to play on stream.
Right.
So,
Yeah, John, the app only works in Texas.
You can sign up for memberships by either calling us or showing up in person. I don't think there's an online application
So what is this?
for a Texas Card House membership.
Oh, okay, yeah. I believe that needs to be done in person.
Yeah, but
Yeah, let's play again.
let's go.
Here, just give those to one.
No, give him to Noah. He's the best passer out.
Yes, Matthew, it's 15
Between the
minutes.
two of us. The speed and the delivery. That was pretty good. The speed and the hold on. Replay that, please. Replay that just so Tish can have it. Clip it so Tish can have
It's
it.
okay. I'll see it in 15. I'll set you up on it.
Matthew, it is a
Timestamp
15-minute
that
delayed
so that
stream,
Please watch
and
it again.
phones
Please send
are
it to
banned
me.
from use on the
need to
stream.
study
You
your-
have to use your phone. You have to walk off the stream to
Six at the end, so I don't know why they would flip that.
But
use
that
this
was,
phone.
but this was special.
You have it on your
Right
person,
there,
but-
that was combine ready shit.
We have plenty of games going right now. We have plenty of games, whatever you want while you're
That
waiting.
means both
Yeah,
of
just
us
walked
can
out
make
on
a
the main
viral
floor.
TCH.
Quite a few
The only
1-3s,
the
quite
other
a few
viral one is the
1-2s.
pin four betting five
Might
minutes
even be a
long.
1 PLO sprinkled in there. I can
Thanks the bank.
double check on that.
3 raise 35.
It's like some wizard approved shit.
The Austin TCH social location They have two locations. They have TCH Austin and they have TCH Social, but their newest one, TCH Social Austin, is located right next to the Austin Aquarium.
5 players.
Just interesting. If you scrub out, you want of a tournament, or you lose all your money and you feel sad, just go look at some animals.
You said there's an Austin and a social. I think that the Austin one was replaced by a social.
It was not replaced.
Is that true?
Yeah. I don't know if they closed the other one down. I haven't actually checked.
Okay. My understanding was that the Austin one was okay.
Matthew, you can if you put your name on, you can still join the wait list for it. If not, I can. If you are coming, let me know and we can get your name on the list. I got you.
Check, please. Check, please. Show cards.
Two in a row, man. First one to get rid of it.
Not it.
I may be wrong.
I think it's just TCH
I think it's
Social.
just TCH Social now. I think they closed their original location and opened up just Social.
Yes.
From what I understand. I don't live in Austin. I can't. But I have been to TCH Social. It's a fantastic venue. And like I said, it's next to the aquarium if you need to drown your sorrows.
If you need to take a lap, we'll wait for you.
I had to take a lap yesterday.
Don't let him leave.
We got him over there. You can stay.
I need to change Wildfire because he only plays high stakes now.
Right, guy, if you're still out there in the chat, I personally tried to add you on Facebook because I'm not able to message you on Instagram.
This is micros now. It's like
David Thomas, if you see if I can get you a message for it.
4, 4, 4,
Trying to do this without disclosing personal information for people.
puts out a black chip.
Don't have to do it. God, you don't have to. Too much.
3 players. Bet 75. 5, 4, 7, 5.
Ace high versus middle pair. Jamie's floating, picks up a gut shot. Chavo does not want to make 2 pair on this board now. See if Jamie wants to take over the betting lead. I imagine he would. I am indeed a Facebook stalker. I'm also old and don't use a lot of social media. I probably realistically should, considering it's a fantastic networking opportunity, which I'm really poor at. Never used Twitter.
Never used Twitter?
Nope.
Interesting.
Never used TikTok. Thank God.
Yeah, I've never used TikTok.
The only reason I got Facebook in the first place was because in college, the people in one of my group projects didn't want to do group text. They were only going to do Facebook groups. I'm like, this is stupid. So I had to get Facebook. Chavo making the right call with middle pair, reasonable kicker. Let's see if he can hold on. Does Jamie want to put in another bet? It will probably get it done. Jamie with ace high doesn't beat much when Chavo leads on the flop. You really only beat Jack 9, Queen 9, 7 9, and all those hands would fold to a bet anyways. But you could try and get an 8 or even a 10 to fold, and that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna bet over pot. This is a tough spot for a pair of eights. It's very easy for Jamie to have a very strong hand here. Jamie obviously repping 2 pair plus, taking this line. There's no straight. Tilted Poker, we'd be glad to have you. Just let us know.
Dude, they has been bigger than this.
The thing about football, man, it's like you're trying to make a grown man go somewhere they don't want to go. Like that's.
It's never too late to start learning how to play poker.
I would imagine with all the concussion issues,
This would be a very good call if Chavo could make it.
They have them at 130.
Jamie has gotten out of line, but
The NFL, they probably allow it here too.
I haven't seen Chavo see Jamie get out of line.
yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
I mean,
Like, we know Jamie's capable of this.
It is. It does. Like after you play this game for a while,
It's just, what does Chavo think he has here that he beats?
because it doesn't interrupt with
It would be a great call if he makes it. Does Jamie still have his knit button?
I probably. I think this is a new game.
Like I fold so much.
This is a very Jamie play, and I'm telling you, every time I put the money in, he has it. It never fails.
What a nice call by Chavo. Makes a fantastic call with just a pair of eights.
Woo!
Gets rid of his knit.
Hero.
Sick call. Good on Jamie for. I thought it was a good bluff.
I thought it was a good bluff,
I
too.
thought it was a fantastic bluff. I didn't even use MySpace.
MySpace was the nuts. It was the nuts. You have a profile song, top 8, a lot of stuff going for it. I tried to recently find my MySpace profile. Not a thing.
It's
Not
the-
a thing.
That dude sold that company for millions of dollars, and now it's obsolete, and it doesn't matter because
It's still there, though.
C2. Action 2. Action is
you're the one that typed it. You're not, it's not even that old. I mean, you're the same age. You've got to be roughly the same age as me and A-Town here. So, I mean, if you used MySpace, you're not over 40.
You could be, technically.
I
But
mean, like, realistically, it's
yeah.
you're looking
You're probably,
35 to 40.
yeah.
3 players.
Queen high, 6 high, ace high. No one connects. Who wants it most? Who wants it most? John, that is a great question. A lot of players ask all the time, can I make lots and lots of money and even more than my job? And players have different goals in poker. Obviously, that can be one of your goals is to turn it into a full-time job. As we get to HV calling with the worst hand, doesn't know how bad a shape he's actually in. River's the best hand, and that's going to be it. But to go back to... Oh, Jamie wants to bluff it. This is not going to work. Poor timing. Going to get snapped.
Ace high.
Ace high, no good. All right, that's
You might be a hair over
you
40.
might be a hair over 40. I didn't realize. But
The answer to your question is yes, it's possible.
it's possible to make a living playing poker. Do you want to do that? It also depends on what stakes you want to play. I mean, one of the things about playing, like let's say 1-3 for a living, is you have to play a ton.
Yeah.
Especially if it's true 1-3 or 2-5, and that's and when I say a ton, I mean 40 to 60 hours minimum a week. You live, eat, sleep, breathe poker. That's why a lot of the professional players do not play low stakes poker. They play mid stakes or high stakes. I mean, a lot of the YouTubers, a lot of the popular YouTubers have moved to high stakes poker because it's much more sustainable. Yes, they make money playing high stakes poker, but at the end of the day, their primary job as a content creator and poker is a secondary source of income, and it does help that their secondary source of income comes at high stakes poker. It's much easier to make a reasonable living when you're playing for tens of thousands of dollars a session as opposed to hundreds of dollars.
Sure. But just that number specifically, like I know people who grind 1-2 that make over 60.
I would let
Yeah.
you
So,
sweat,
and that's
but
with
I would let you sweat,
many
but-
hundreds of hours logged. So it's a large enough sample size to. I guess the real question is, are you mentally able to potentially work a 40-hour week and be down money on a week? You know, because in the long run, you can do well, but there are going to be a lot of periods where you're going
Losing
to struggle.
losing is inevitable in poker. The 9 seat still a Are you on your way? We can, if it's open, we'll lock
I
it.
can go check for
We
you.
can
real
check for
quick.
you.
I'm going to walk out there. I'll be
That
right back.
wasn't random. Jack 10 suited is a good 3-bet. Yeah, but it's a Noah.
What about me?
It takes a lot of discipline, and a lot of people aren't prepared for that switch from playing poker casually to professionally.
I get it. I'm too tight.
No. I just called 50.
We can, if it's empty right now, Matt, we can lock it up for you. And they're good. Once it, like I said, they'll play until after the stream,
Yeah, I knew my stack.
till the late in the morning.
I should have said I should give it to you tomorrow or something. But,
You missed the opportunity.
20, 6, 5.
It appears that the 9 seat is occupied currently, but we do have another seat open. It appears.
that's not true. You don't say that. Don't say that.
Let us know if you want us to lock it up for you. We can.
I don't think Ace Jack is
Ready?
Professional poker is an interesting subject.
At 70 called.
Because a lot of people think they can do it, and a lot of people don't understand how
You were not folding.
interesting of interesting of a profession it is.
He called 4-bets me with Ace Queen. And then that was a different story. Come on. That was different setup.
Stream will be going
Different setup.
for. They will be filming for another 35 minutes. We will be doing commentary till 10, but like I said, the game will continue to play after.
Well, okay.
Tom.
I'll go with Jamie because he just has 6 times.
Just 8 high, but has a flush draw. Noah with ace high betting range here.
I know. I get your point. I get
Does not get rid of Tom.
my range is supposed to.
Has the best hand though.
Pretty much.
Still has the best hand. Ace high, way the best hand. Gonna check. Ace high good.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Content. It's a lot more competitive now, John. Content creation for poker. Once the initial surge of like Andrew Nemi and Brad Owen and Rampage came through, Mariano got big, and it's really hard to really break through with content. Wolfgang blew up with the
That was a
short.
thin value bet. It was a good one.
Do you understand editing and how to,
I definitely wasn't bluffing.
present yourself
Definitely.
properly? Then I think that it's still
Doable.
certainly doable.
Tissues
But
betting because I'm too tight. Over here valuing
you're
ace
just
high
gonna
on
film
the
yourself
turn.
and commentate over it. It's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, you really would need to find something, some sort of niche
Well, he knows
Yeah.
when to fold. He knows
that
when to
could
snap
separate
fold.
you from the rest of the content creators. I honestly would recommend just keeping your regular job and playing poker as a side hustle. It- It's not going to burn you out from poker, which is another thing
That's
people.
a huge thing.
Which is another thing people don't realize is that when you play poker 40 to 60 hours a week, you may get burned out. You may get very exhausted from it. Juicy with a pair, suited king. We're splashing around now, boys and girls, ladies and
No longer
gentlemen.
the HV show today. This is the
It's not been the HV show today.
show today. This ain't no
HV folded ace queen suited earlier to 3-bet. That's not the HV show.
Oh wait, what time is it?
Pocket sevens out in front.
I'm gonna enjoy this last
Gonna check through. No one has an ace. No one likes this card. Gonna try and get the throw down. Noah is still with the best hand. This could be who wants it most. Coop wants it most. Very likely take it here. Big pickup. Gets rid of the nit button. Gets the best hand to fold. Good initiative on him. I think poker is a great side hustle because the way I've often thought about this is there are very few, like it's always good to have a hobby, but there aren't a lot of hobbies where you put money into it and you can get real return. Now, a lot of players that play poker don't really care about losing the money because it's a hobby. But if you can develop your skill set, turn it into an income,
If the chips go in.
why not have fun, make extra money?
Straddle 20. 6, 7.
Probably some, but
That's what I do.
sometimes blast off too much.
Go like six. There's some 4 or 5 guys that play.
This could be the other way around though. That was the 2024 thing. Coaches
Play Wednesdays and
Coaches
Fridays.
told me to always bet if you have if you're all in, have the best hand.
250 is the bet.
My coach might be watching tonight,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
so I hope I.
It's funny, you just realize that. I've been realizing that since 2023 against you.
Yeah.
And then you realize too late.
Chavo
Better
gonna
late than never.
3-bet this up? Definitely call at least.
Better late than never.
Does 3-bet. Does find the 3-bet.
5. Only.
Jamie, King Jack suited, not a bad jamming hand. Doing pretty reasonably. Oh no, there's lots of jacks and kings folded now. Juicy, most certainly not going to call this. Chavo may look Jamie up. This is kind of the bottom of our calling range, Ace Queen off. Hope you're flipping. Oh, Chavo looks ready to call. I wonder if Juicy knows that.
575.
Oh,
There he is.
yeah.
Call.
Jamie looking for clubs, king or jack.
We're heads up to the big game.
That is not what he is looking for. Ace Queen.
22?
Nice hand, Chavo. Unfortunate run out for Jamie, who's really just not had any traction
Haven't been
today.
able to get anything going at all.
Sorry to see him leave. Always a pleasure to have him on stream. Great guy. RJ, I'm being nice, man. You can't
Can't deal you in unless you
can't do me like that.
Heads up right now.
Or when we do the splash part, we deal them out. But he can jump in the game right now. Because it's over.
No, it's not over.
No, it's not. He's coming back.
It's not
I love
it's
Jamie.
not over.
I do
You
too.
can't get dealt in unless you want to take it.
One of the nicest players I've ever met. He's always in a good mood.
I'll take a button, give him a button.
Kenny's ready to throw it
Hero.
out.
Kitty's gonna laugh us anyway.
He's gonna laugh at me and Jamie. Well, at least he laughed me. I don't know about Jamie. Because Jamie's just ready.
New player in the 9th seed, Kenny. Stream.
Me out? Oh, never mind.
Okay. Feel him out for this hand.
Definitely action.
Kenny, for those of y'all that don't know, stream regular.
Yeah, that's 200.
Super interesting player. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe him.
Stupid, yeah.
Tournament rig, but cash game.
I can see him all the way over there.
He's really a field player. He
Just gotta look at a 50 and
he goes off of his gut so often. Loves to gamble.
Oh yeah.
I was being real dumb.
He was a part of those 5-2-20 screws
Oh yeah.
back in the day.
Miss Kenny this hand.
No,
Kenny doesn't get
no.
dealt in. Not this
Splash
hand.
ball. We're gonna splash ball first.
Splash.
Splash pot, unfortunately. I don't think Jamie. I don't know if Jamie lost the mid game or not. He might have.
May have.
Dude, he would probably do it.
How about you go blind with me then?
Starts right here.
No.
You go blind with me.
How much? 1,200?
6, 1. That's 10.
It's 0 EV, yeah.
Splash pot, Juicy with an ace. Always a welcome, a good Broadway ace. It gets escalated into one of that category in the splash pots. Just raise and take it. I feel pretty happy with an ace 10 if raise and take it.
Yeah, play it again.
Wasn't expecting to see that.
You're passing the buttons.
Neither did I,
You can
actually.
pass them out. But we're gonna judge you.
New game getting started.
It's okay.
Come on, that's a good throw. Come on.
I think we need to
That is an
maybe
unpopular
some
opinion
I-
for sure.
I feel like there's some
I don't
unfair
think
judging.
that's fair
I think there's some unfair
in the
judging.
spirit of the game.
I don't like it.
Three right
I
Um,
think there's some unfair
You're the
judging.
last jackal, right? You're the slow
And I
in the
have-
herd.
I think
In one
we need to
instance,
make a criteria
felt it, and I didn't have any more. I mean, I had to go to the ATM to pay the net tax, so I was more than happy to do it.
about.
I think it's just
about
part
who
of the
matches
game.
up the best, or like what is the best hit button passer? Like what the criteria is.
It's what you agree to whenever they ask, do you want to throw the buttons out, and it's part of the thing.
Matthew, so
Yeah.
the stream game is for this game is only on Thursdays. It starts the stream starts at 6, but the game itself starts between 4 and 5.
Right.
Most players get here around that, and then it goes into the evening. We do have twice a week, pretty regularly, this game off stream. On Wednesdays, it starts around noon,
Noon and
and
Friday
then on
at 2.
Friday it starts at 2. There are there are a ton of players who play the game that do not want to play on the stream that make the game very big, very fast. It's a pretty regular thing. Sometimes it happens on the stream too. This is a pretty tame stream in terms of
Oh, that's right. I
uh,
think so.
in terms of I guess stack sizes.
Stack sizes
Yeah,
and the size of the pot.
it hasn't been double. Someone gets stacked immediately matches because sometimes that happens with some of the players. But I mean, what you experienced if you played yesterday is pretty regular. I mean, whether it be the stream game or off stream, I mean, it's much more likely to happen off stream.
Come on, everyone.
Okay, RJ, I'd be glad to discuss it with you. I think the Nick game is an interesting topic because there are different variations to play, which also change the way the game is played.
Right.
Whether it be the Squid Game variant, the original game, which is you pay the tax to each individual player, or the Splash Pot variant. And I think all three merit different changes and play to your game.
But also, like, if you don't want to play the Nick game, if
can just say
one
no.
person says no, then it's
off.
off. So everyone has agreed to the terms beforehand, and they know what they're getting into.
Yes, KW, the stream is on a delay, but it's not 30 minutes. It's only 15 minutes. So as long as someone doesn't go into a 15-minut tank,
What a spicy turn card.
is not the king of. It's the 6 of diamonds. It is a very spicy turn card. Tom now with a gut shot, straight flush draw. Chavo with 2 pair. These players love this turn. Betting big. Chavo, let's see how he wants to play this.
Uncapped.
The game was really big.
Are you doing big display?
Big bet. Pot size. Chavo cutting out raising chips.
Do you think a raise or a flat is better here?
Versus Tom, the way he's been playing that, I'm raising
Okay.
all the time. I just want to build this pot versus his 10x.
That
his
looks like a
flush.
small raise, though.
That's very small. I would make this much larger with Tom's stack
Like
size.
1,300? What do you think?
Uh,
12?
Probably 12 or 1,300. Just looking to get stacks in.
Oh, this game is only holding. No.
Now you've given Tom a great price to call,
Sure.
and this is versus Tom's specific hand where you get all the value. Terrible card. I think this is a great card for Tom to bluff. Chavo doesn't have a lot of spades, so you do. I don't think there's any merit to betting, and I think Tom knows that. Oh, he just gives up.
Like 1-2 doesn't have it.
I think that's a fantastic card to bluff. If Tom had taken a little bit more time to think about it, what he was going to do, I don't think Chavo. Obviously, if you run into a straight, you may not get a fold, but a hand like 2 pair, 1 strong top pair, even randomly better diamonds,
Yeah, what West has been
you're going to get.
I don't
the
think
fold.
randomly better diamonds raises turn that size, but
I don't think so either.
Talking about that yesterday.
It's
Dude, I've seen some stories of the cash
Four-
going on there.
4 high is not going to win.
Ambrose is down there, right?
Yeah, the 2-5 game is, I think, uncapped there. Yeah.
is the only bluff size jam?
The only bluff size is jam.
Yeah.
If I had a flush, I would jam. Mainly because
Isaac was here.
I think Chavo's strong hands are all strong enough to call, like the ones he would really want to consider calling with. And I think his weak hands are going to fold to bet sizes outside of anything outside of quarter, and you want the max fold equity against those weaker hands, even against the stronger hands.
Right.
As played, like I said, Chavo just really doesn't have any spades there, and you have spades all the time, especially to that sizing. The sizing you took on the turn.
Not going anywhere yet. That shit was so far. I don't know about him.
Three
Yeah,
players.
you play now.
Maybe I'll see how I feel. I feel
RJ, Chavo did make a big hero call, but I think that the context was different.
Alright. Man, I'm telling you.
You're right. I actually think you're 100% right. It influenced whether or not Tom pulled the trigger on that bluff.
It is growing fast. It's not buzzed anymore.
Tom flopping middle pair, Juicy flopping a nut shot, Chavo flopping nothing.
Just no buzz.
Gets rid
Like throw it out.
gets rid of his nit button.
I'm not even really gonna throw it out. Wait till it gets to 10-6.
It's not really been Tom's night so far, and I don't blame him for giving up. And I do, and like you said,
Good today.
Chavo showing that big hero call with just the pair of eights versus Jamie could have influenced
That'll slow a lot of
that
people down.
decision. I mean, he's shown he was capable of making a big call, but I think the context of the hand is very different than the hand versus Jamie.
That'd be pretty great.
Oh, like yesterday, it was like, we do a flop, turn, and river, right? And then the next hand was like, the same flop, the same turn, almost the same river, dude, like 125.
Chavo now the big winner,
Oh, okay.
up 3K.
Did they even shuffle?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
That's sharp, right?
No, gonna fold his wheel ace.
6-4. Fold.
Once again, I'd like to thank everybody out there joining us tonight for this 2-5-10 no limit hold'em stream. Fantastic stream, lots of action, plenty of friendly faces. I think you're right, RJ. It just didn't occur to me until you had mentioned it.
4 players.
But it makes a lot of sense. Just a lot of players in real time become gun shy because of stuff exactly like what you mentioned. I just watched him make a huge hero call. I don't think he's going to fold.
Right.
Tom with a nut shot. Juicy king high, Chavo king high. Wins it again.
To let other people win a pot too, man.
That's not in the rules.
HV complaining. As someone pointed out, HV is the complainingest player in all of history. If he wins a pot and didn't win the max, he's gonna complain.
I would say MF, but very similar.
It's close.
Because when he doesn't get max, he complains.
Yeah.
When he loses, he complains. And
Well,
when he
complains.
folded,
He complains. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess HV doesn't do the folding thing,
right.
but HV does complain. HV scooping a $10,000 pot. Man, I could have gotten more. RJ recency bias. Tish just folding ace 10. HV 8-7 of clubs. Deuces. Juicy. Gonna 3-bet this one.
Raise 150.
This is what I like to see. This is good poker. HV not gonna fold. Now Coop getting a great price. Not gonna fold.
3 players.
What's your favorite tiny pocket pair to set mine with?
5.
Like 5s. Oh, and top pair, good kicker, gut shot, straight draw, bottom set.
Favorite pair period is 10s, but
Yeah.
5 is
You like for a tiny small
yeah.
set.
Best.
I like 6s for some reason. Who? Just with the call sets the trap. I like it. Nice big old brick turn. Juicy's still gonna bet for value on this flop. Not a lot of hands Coop goes call with that are better jack, other than maybe king jack. I don't think ace jack's gonna be calling a lot.
It's like a big bet
Yeah.
incoming.
I'm always loud. They know that.
See how Coop wants to play it versus. I think he's. 850. Let's see how Coop wants to play this with 2 flush draws out there now.
I'll be
There's 2
respectful.
flush draws and a straight draw. You don't have.
I'm sorry, boys.
Yeah, he's just gonna rip it. Juicy is showing that he's very interested in this hand. I don't mind this play at all.
Your hero, I'm very sorry for the person.
I don't see how he can call it.
Yeah, our hand went from betting for value to now beating no value.
Against this player specifically, he's been pretty conservative
yeah.
tonight.
We only beat Jack 10, and I think specifically the only hand that shoves, which the Jack 10 shoves, is Jack 10 of spades.
I'm the worst sports
That's
player in
the
the world,
only
so if you're
Jack
asking
10 that
me,
can
it's
shove.
just-
So
you're asking
you're right,
me,
we beat
so
none of his value.
No, I'm telling you I'm a horrible sports better, so fade whatever I say. You're talking about the over.
I would have liked to see Juicy check this. I think Poop checks back a lot of his flush draws, a lot of his straight draws. You just get to see a river and play
I think
rivers.
that's going to be a better game than people expect it to be. I think Texas is a really good football team, and I think Ohio State looks really
Juicy,
good. People are thinking Ohio State's
I see this far too often where players make a pair and then just default to bet, specifically top pair, and don't plan further streets. Not that Juicy is guilty of doing this. I think Juicy is actually one of the more thoughtful players post
Pretty
flop.
advanced in his thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
However, I don't think he expected this.
I don't think he expected to shove either.
Maybe.
Not just like wow or anything. I think it will.
Let's see if you can find the right fold. I mean, Coop's
Texas is a
bet looks exactly like what it is.
What a run!
A very, very, very strong hand.
Texas is a really good football team, and I think they're coming.
You have aces, kings, queens,
Because they didn't look
ace jack here, a lot. So for Coop to call a bet on the flop, then shove the turn after you bet such a hefty amount, just screams string.
I was like, I saw that coming through, you know. I mean, I knew it, like, he's gonna hit there. As soon as you bet on the flop, I was like, he doesn't have it, now he's gonna hit a pair, and then he's gonna hit a second pair.
What are you talking about?
Juicy really pained with his decision. Trying to go through the hands he beats, I imagine, just thinking this one through.
He was bluffing.
I didn't watch that hand.
He just had a queen with a bluff at 10.
I'll have to go back and watch that stream. There were a lot of hands.
Yeah, a lot of crazy.
This is an interesting hand.
Oh yeah, tail flop top two. You said.
Coop can definitely have twos, he can definitely have nines, he can definitely have jacks. I think the way he's played, he would have jacks sometime, but there's only one combo of jacks left, which is obviously going through Juicy's mind.
What? Oh yeah, where Via hit king 9. That's right. I do remember watching that one.
2,890 is the bet, so it's $2,000 basically more than Juicy's bet. Thinking this through. It's a tough spot for this hand, and as we've seen several times tonight, after the initial better's been raised, the hand goes from being reasonable to very poor in the hierarchy of where our strong hands stand. Makes the call. Unfortunately, he is drawing dead. Gonna be a very nice double up for Coop here.
Big pot alert.
They're gonna run it twice, I believe.
Jack 3.
Big pot indeed. Almost $7,000 pot.
Twice?
They're gonna go twice.
Yes, sir. Twice.
Juicy drawing dead.
Yes, sir.
Eight doesn't help anything. Eight doesn't help anything. Deuce is gonna hold. Kenny folded the winner, which is something we'd hear from MF.
What did he have?
He said he had a straight and a flush draw, and then it would have hit it.
Dude, this number 44 is a baller, man.
I think so, RJ. I think he leveled himself into the call. Holding no spades, no hearts. I think blockers are an interesting concept because they do matter, but then when you start overthinking them, they don't matter anymore because you're overanalyzing situations. Nice pot for Coop though.
I hope he stays in the game because that dude he's been really good. Yeah, that's not fun.
Kenny down $30 somehow. I'm not actually sure how that happened. HV's stuck only $6.
There you go.
That's
He's good.
amazing.
Had a roller coaster stream, now
Who would've
sitting
guessed the dude
almost
playing well is
11,000
really
deep.
good.
Imagine Juicy's going to be reloading.
C3 and 8, please, expand the card. 6, raise, 70.
Is this a splash pot?
Yeah, you have chips. How many chips do you want? 6,000. 6,000. Okay, this guy way. 6, raise, 70, 7,
The D prime, yes, you can get it corrected at a club location, I believe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Should be an easy fix.
Yeah, it should be an easy fix. Is there not a,
Wow,
I guess, I wonder if there's a help email
dude.
you
Really
could
good
send
dude
that
by the corner.
push to, but it should be able to get fixed. If it's just a purely cosmetic thing, it's up to you. But if you want to get it fixed for the sake of,
Well, the name should match.
because the name's supposed to match your ID.
Correct.
But if it's like an obvious typo or something, it's not a big deal. But I would insist on getting it.
He doesn't have shit.
Check tracking.
You get on the river. That's what you do. I see your streams now, man. Only thing you do is get on the river.
Get there on the river?
Yeah.
That's what he does, yes.
Dude, I don't get
Exactly.
You get down the river, it's gonna be like,
And this, yeah, right now I would have checked. It would have got gutter straight. Gutter straight. Not even a gut.
People must have forgotten the times when they got Tish at the river.
I don't remember.
But that was months ago, dude. That's over.
It's an interesting question with the
That
prime.
was
I
that was
imagine
months ago. Remember when he
Uh,
was running bad. He was all sad.
Play so
if
much
they cannot
better
get you here,
now.
they will for sure be able to
Of course
put you
it
in the
remembers,
right
it's been
direction.
months.
I know.
20 straddles. 9.
I know there was a support issue that came up with someone who was here, and they were able to send them to someone who could resolve it. So,
That's another life that you're living, buddy.
unfortunately, that person is not
I
me.
love you getting that.
That's another life that he's living now. It's like a whole different person. Sounds like
Love
two
getting
totally
that
different
respect.
Juicy opening the 8-6 of spades, going right after it after reloading it. Love it. That's one thing I love about Juicy is even if he loses a big pot, still gets after it the same way right the next hand. Tish gonna 3-bet ace queen. Same suit, same suit.
Whole time. On the whole, every time. 6 times.
4, 450.
Sounds like the okay someone.
Big 3-bet too from Tish. HV folds ace 10 suited to the sizing too. Does Juicy want to gamble? That's what this is gonna come down to. Does not. Tish folds. Picks it up with the best hand. Gets rid of his knit button. We get a dealer change.
Catch that. What-
And for those of y'all
Every time you raise, he's gonna
who don't know about hijack, this is what they were talking about. This is Texas Card House's new poker app, Hijack Poker. You can play on your phone.
This is actually probably the most
I don't know
tilted
if,
I've
I
ever
guess
been
if
to.
you have
I had
a
to stop
the
for
tablet,
like
it works
5
too.
days tonight.
If you're gonna
And Sam
desktop,
said
you have
every single time
to,
that you raise Tish, I'm
and
gonna
it,
make
you
like
can't, there's
and he
no
did that.
desktop app, but
Because I had some good hands.
you can get $20 with a referral code,
It's like
TCHL20.
He wins a big pot.
When
He's
you
like
make your
60
deposit,
chips
$20
or whatever.
for free.
Kings or aces.
They
When I
have
raise,
cash games, tournaments every day, couple free rolls, and you can cash out at any TCH location. It's interesting. I don't know if have you dabbled with it yet.
I've not. I've watched people play it, and it seems very functional and seems like a good app. Again, I think just getting a player pool is going to be.
The toughest issue,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, hopefully some of y'all will join us.
Let me guess. 9 jack.
ace jack.
Oh, okay, that's good to know, D Prime. So as the D Prime has pointed out, it does work from a PC, but you have to verify it with your phone. I mean, that's nice.
Then you jam, act one, and then you get 10.
If the turn is a queen,
It's
go
nice.
bet jam.
Yeah,
That's where you get me.
I don't know if I get you.
Coop with ace 10 off, then I raise
Get
it up.
there, though, then it's like
I've seen that coming. Let's be honest.
Juicy wants to get rid of his knit button. Maybe wants a little bit of revenge.
don't give me too much credit though. The
Do
real
you have a
person who
revenge range?
runs the best is HP,
Everything.
and that's undisputed.
That's what it's supposed to be. That's
Yeah.
the revenge range.
Yeah.
I just got to get that person back.
We never had
And you try and manifest it.
part against each other.
Top pair, top kicker for Coop. Open in straight draw and 2 overs for HV. No one with nada. No one else with nada. Juicy. Oh, I thought he was reaching for
He looked like he wanted to.
HV not going to fold right now. Too much hand to fold at this point in time. A lot of outs. That's not one of them. I'd like to see Coop check this
Yeah,
back.
check.
Yeah,
Check seems like the best option.
you're. And this is something I've been guilty of myself. Is just not letting my opponent catch up in a spot where they can't really catch up.
The problem is, even if you let him catch up with that specific hand, you might not.
Yeah, any action, but
Yeah.
still, you want.
You want to give them the opportunity
Yeah.
to do that.
I need to make sure though that I don't. I don't act on my revenge range urges too much because that's really when I light money on fire.
It's a lot of us.
And it seldom works out enough for it to matter.
Three, can you restand here, please? So 9 raised to 20, 1, 2,
You battled though, right? Oh, you just raised. He was
Straddle.
He's teeny tonight.
Oh yeah, these. No opening an inferior queen. We know that Kenny has straddled for 20. Kenny's making just a call. It's pretty disciplined. Both players connect. Both players not gonna don't hate this flop. No, we're gonna get looked up for sure here. Looking for a 10, does not want to see a queen. That's a great card for Kenny. 2 pair. No one has hearts. Terrible run. I was just gonna go check.
That smirk.
Didn't even want to breathe on it. I don't think it would have worked. Kenny would have looked him up.
There was a lot of hands I would have expected. I would not have expected.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected ace queen either. No.
The 2 pair. I don't know.
That board?
I was like, what's going on here?
I would have expected that hand to be 3-bet.
You probably fold. Three flop.
Maybe. Oh! What a time to throw a pit. Another one? So, yeah. This was a bad one. Riley Leonard has been bad all year, man. All year.
Tom's really on this 10-6 after getting railed by Coop. Gonna limp. Kenny gonna limp. Juicy gonna check. Nothing for anyone. Who wants it most? Oh, Juicy with the best hand now. Probably gonna win it now. Gonna bet.
He ain't checking.
Yeah.
one bet 50,
Neat game is still on.
So, he knows how to
three folds,
Then you lost again.
Best hand gets rid of the button. Shows it, gets rid of it, picks up the pot.
Straddle 84.
Wait, I hope Tom is straddling what he just said for. I think he said he's going to straddle for 84. For those of you, for those viewers that don't know, this game is a little special. Our straddles are uncapped and unlimited, which means you can restraddle as many times as you want, and you can straddle for as much as you want. Anything from $10 to the entire stack.
The entire stack minus one chip. Otherwise, it's just
So
a
it's a
blind all in.
I guess it's true. I guess it's no longer a straddle. Yeah, but you can still. So,
Technicalities.
yeah, technicalities there. Flash pot just with a beautiful looking hand, Jack 10 suited. Oh no, HB still has a nip button. Oh, that means there is this big straddle. Who just folding Queen Jack suited doesn't want to get involved. Kenny with King 9 off doesn't care. Juicy folds, and I believe the straddler is going to defend. Juicy trying to get away with a little theft there, taking back his. Tom with Queen 4 off.
I don't have good
When you straddle for $86, a lot of things become defendable. Kenny just drilling this top 2 pair. Tish with the betting advantage. Turns a jack. Kenny gonna lead. 400 into 632. Tish really the only person that can look him up. I don't really know.
Let's go!
Tish knows Kenny's capable of stuff. If we're and rips it, and Kenny's obviously not folding.
I don't have a straight.
Looking for a jack or a queen, and a lot of those are folded.
Oh my goodness.
And that's a queen.
Oh my god.
Tish ran right into it and got bailed out.
Now you can't. No, I can't say anything.
That's
I checked the flop, I knew I made a mistake.
Yeah, that's
I don't think checking the flop was a mistake, Kenny. I think checking the flop was great.
Never mind.
You got action from the hand you wanted action from.
Is there a flush draw on the board when you check?
Yeah, it's a flush.
Yeah, you got a bet.
I don't know.
You got a bet.
Flush draw. All of Tish's flush draws are gonna.
Yeah, but there are more people than just Tish in the hand, right?
There's Tom. You let him. Your stack sizes is gonna get in somehow.
No, dude. That was just because I feel like I got.
Albert, yeah, it is disgusting.
I actually wasn't like that.
Unfortunately, that's poker.
It's just like some Dylan on Dylan competition.
Unfortunately, that is poker.
20 or 25? 25. Straddle, 2, 3, 25. Raises to 60.
Oh, with aces. Tish with 9s. Ace jack. We got real hands here.
Kenny
Kenny has a hand. That statement holds. Chavo now getting a great price.
Revenge range.
It is revenge range, but on the wrong person.
Tish is in there.
Yeah, I guess it's true. He's in there. Therefore.
Correct.
Now Tom getting a great price with any 2 cards. Gonna call. Just gonna flick it in. Yeah, just flicks it in. Now, no going 6 ways with aces.
Which one?
Yeah, I don't think he would have double upped if he didn't check either.
65?
60 or 65? He made 60. He made 60.
That's a pretty good flop for aces. Only person really in danger of hitting you is Coop with a gut shot. Chavo just leads out with 2 3s. Tom calls. Noah gonna raise this up for sure. This isn't gonna get. We're not gonna let people see for this cheap of a price. Yep, goodbye, $75. See how sticky Tom wants to be.
I think you can take one off.
I mean,
Back.
oh,
Oh, I thought he had a backdoor flush draw. Never mind.
great card for Tom to bluff if he wants to. Noah's gonna check. If I don't think Noah ever has any hands that we beat if it checks. I do like this jam from Noah. I do believe Tom would have jammed a king. Noah's just going for max value versus 10. Tom's mind is, does Noah have queen jack? Check turn, bomb river. Alan, glad to see you in the chat. Juicy is currently stuck. We gladly welcome you to the post-stream game.
Is this game reg, Alan?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
It's a weird spot we put ourselves in by calling with the 10-4. For some reason, Alan loves Juicy's money more than anyone else's money.
Okay.
I mean, Alan loves Juicy's money. Alan will verify that for me. He just loves it. Tom makes the call, gets shown. What a sick hand.
Min is 1,000, max is any amount you want.
The stream game is uncapped. You can buy them for whatever you want. Very seldom do people do wonky things, but sometimes. I think the Catman sat down.
I've seen it a couple times.
Catman sat down with 20K before.
His money is very juicy. Very sweet.
Most people, when the stream starts, it's tame. No one goes bananas. They buy them for $2,000 to $3,000. Then as the stream progresses, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that will be it for Tom. Always fun to have him on the stream. Very, very wild player. Very good player. He knows his image well, actually. I've noticed when playing with him off stream. Noah Limbic with Ace Jack. That's different. As of right now, Alan, I think there's a 50-50 chance it breaks. The true minimum is $1,000 for the stream.
They did let me buy in for $9.97 once because I tipped $3. Or I spent $3 before.
Albert, there's no rake. The way Texas Card House works is you pay for your seat by the hour. You can buy time, and then that time, once that time expires, you gotta buy more time. Kenny, Queen 3. Somehow this pot has $425 in it with 6-3 off and Queen 3 off. 2 Texas premiums. Kenny just rips
Keeney
it.
going all in.
Yeah, Keeney. Best hand takes it down. Oh, I bet you this was a splash pot.
You think?
From
Really?
the mid game. That's why.
What did HV? Didn't HV have a button earlier? I don't remember him.
Albert, you do need a membership. If you have not been here before, they will sign. You can sign up at the front. There's a one-time enrollment fee. It's like $10, I think. Then you can either decide to get a daily, monthly, or yearly membership. I advise the monthly. As
If you plan to play more than 3 times a month,
yeah,
the monthly is the route you want
because
to
it's
go.
$10 a day or $30 for the month. I don't know what the year rate is.
The year rate is 300.
Okay. What A-Town said. And then you buy your time, and then you can play whatever game has a seat open for you that you want to play. Whether it be 1-2 no limit, 1-3 no limit, 1-2 PLO, sometimes 1-3 PLO, and then this fantastic 2-5 no limit game. Every now and then we get some wonky stuff going on the floor, some mixed games.
Yeah, Dallas is like
Wonky.
Yeah, it's wonky.
A lot of
We had a player,
It's real poker, man.
real snow too, not like
real poker,
like powder.
my rear
powder,
end.
a couple inches. And
Yeah, one of my. I don't know if it's a couple inches.
Ace Queen versus 10-6. 10-6 has been showing up a lot,
Okay.
especially to the flop.
On a golf course, there needs to be a-
Chavo, Ace Queen high, the best hand. Gonna check.
any of the golf courses.
If Keeney wants to
That's incredible.
take a stab, doesn't just checks his equity.
Right, Yankees.
Turns open ender. Now looking real live. Chavo thinks his Ace Queen high is the best hand, and it is, rightfully so. But I don't think Kenny's gonna go. I'm sorry, Keeney is gonna go anywhere. See how Kenny wants to play this. I like the raise. Chavo's just not going to have better than one pair here.
Can we tell what he raised to?
No. I can't see the rest of the chips.
Looks like Juicy has chips in front of him.
I'm confused.
I am confused as well.
Oh, Juicy
has
is
mo-
in the
yeah,
hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and he actually turned it. Okay. No, he turned a bigger straight draw. All right. All right, I'm still... Okay, yeah. This hand makes a lot more sense now. These are weird hands. I don't know what the action was doing with the action tracker. I can't commentate this one. Ten high gonna win this at showdown. Nope. Juicy put the rest of it in. 9 suited big lick. Gonna take it. That's not a true statement. Everybody loves Texas.
They love Texas poker. They love Texas barbecue. They love Buc-ee's.
Yeah, everybody loves Buc-ee's. You can't not love Buc-ee's. No one likes Texas traffic.
No. Well, Houston specifically, but
Austin's pretty bad too.
not all of Texas.
No one likes driving across Texas
Correct.
because that's miserable.
9 raises to 30.
Kenny with queens. HV with 7-4. Chavo on the button with 8-5. Queens way out in front now. Checks through. Chavo's improved. Didn't need to. HV with a gut shot. Just fold. Keeney bets 50. Chavo turning his hand into a bluff. Gonna get called pretty quickly here. Doesn't improve. I think Chavo. See how what he wants to do. Just shrug calls. He's showing the good news. Has the best hand. Good pickup by Kenny. And I've gotten word this will be the last hand of the stream for y'all. I'd like to thank y'all again for joining us tonight for this 2-5 no limit hold'em game here at Texas Card House. I'm here with A-Town. Glad to have him in the booth with me. Not lonely.
Been a pleasure, guys. Hopefully this last hand is
Because I was saying under
Is
was good
noteworthy.
earlier and then now.
No, it hit it for sure. It
Do you
hit.
get lonely doing it by yourself?
Probably like 43.
I don't know. I drink.
That low?
No.
I would think, yeah. That was gonna guess.
No,
It
I'd-
probably was like,
I always think it's better to have someone else in the booth.
They had average like 34.
points. That's
Maybe it's like maybe it was
but
like
their defense was like really low.
maybe it was like maybe it'd be 48 or something, 48 and a half.
Yeah. Do the prices right. Who gets close.
That's right, chat. I drink alcohol in the booth.
Speak to your cards.
It started as a
Have a great last hand of the stream.
got pretty
Yeah. Like what you were saying earlier, like they just turn it up sometimes and then just don't.
Juicy folding 6 high.
I'm watching the NFL where it goes boring.
Bravo.
Last minute, they
Calling.
just start
No,
scoring.
queens. Gonna raise it up. 140. Coop just folds 10-9 suited. 6-4 suited in there. Chavo's gonna get in there.
the original defender fell down.
3 players.
Ace king high. Great board for 2 queens.
2 checks.
150.
No, gonna range bet. Probably gonna get it done.
Good. 9 folds.
Chavo might look this up.
Small enough bet. You can take one off, yeah.
2 calls. How's it?
Oh, and gets there.
That's why you take one off.
And just turn bottom 2. Not checking the fold. No, he's gonna check this one back.
750.
Oh,
whoa,
goes big.
Whoa, whoa. This hand had no business being interesting.
I
And
don't
now
mind
it's-
Noah's line. Chavo's gonna have lots of weaker pairs. Just rips it in Noah's face. Noah's gonna relinquish his hand. What an interesting last hand. A little anticlimactic by Chavo just ripping it in.
Yeah.
Not fading the snap, but once again, thank you all for joining us tonight. That'll be it for us. DT in the booth, A-Town in the booth.
Guys, it's been a pleasure.
We'll see